Hello, Spectralith. Hello, Burning Fire. Hello, Jackie. Welcome, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to August. Happy August. You're good, actually, because I have a story about that. I'm doing pretty well. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Yep. I had pizza earlier. Stay hydrated. Yep. I wish you a good August month and all of you guys. We had some enchiladas. Aww. I haven't had an enchilada in a while. I think the last time I had an enchilada was actually at a sit-down place. So I may need to do that at some point. Whoa, slow down, Maurice. I was looking at my analytics and it says 4 concurrent viewers and the chat rate is 11. That's scary. I don't know how that works. Be sure to like the video if you like this fox. I don't know. Kina Dayo. Hello everyone. Excess Kina Beer here with Super Mario 64. I know you see Japanese. I'm only gonna play Japanese for a little bit, just to show some small differences on the first level, and that's it. But I'm gonna go to the English one after this. This is NSO, so I mean, you know, it's whatever. Already did. Thanks, Burning Fire. Really appreciate it. The fire that burns within, or outside. What's y'all's favorite kind of chips? Tortilla chips, funnily enough. Not even a joke. Tortilla chips are my favorite chips. Tomorrow's my brother's birthday. I got him a Predator figurine. The ones from the Alien franchise. Oh, Alien vs. Predator, I see. The fire that burns within. Well, I mean, you know. Turbos are my favorite. Turbos. Where have I heard turbos before? I'm trying to think what they look like without looking them up, because that sounds familiar. Turbos. Also, happy birthday to your brother. I wish them a very happy birthday. Ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, SS キニビレです。今日の配信はスーパーマリオ64です。I was actually going to have my title say OG Soup 64 because I have nothing to prove. But then I realized that since I'm still going with the soup thing, I should have just, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, the recipe is still good. What can I say? Okay. So let's begin for no real reason.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle.
お城へ遊びに来てください。聞いてください。ケーキを作って って待ってます。ピーチ様。多分。I'm your biggest fan. I follow you till you follow you till you love me. Papa paparazzi. You love that song, don't you? Hello, Conquer. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, so that's the story I wanted to tell. So at work today, I was like in the beginning of the day, I was like getting stuff organized and stuff, and I was listening to somebody. I was listening to a stream, and then suddenly the stream cut, and I was like, oh no, they must be having problems. And then it comes to find out, I was the one having issues. So for like 7 hours, or maybe 6.5 hours, I had no internet connection. My phone said LTE 2 bars, but I had no connection to the internet whatsoever at all. Nothing was loading, not a single app was loading. And I was like, huh. Looks like we've reached the dark ages in 2024 already. Very odd, very odd. Yeah, that's a Lady Gaga song. At first I thought it was my phone because it happened before and all I had to do was restart it and it was fine. But it turns out a lot of people were actually having issues today and I don't know why. I guess it was like a tower issue or something. I have no idea. そうそう、簡単。A ボタン、ジャンプ。B ボタン、攻撃。看板も読めます。The first 3D Mario game ever. Lady Gaga isn't problematic, right? I mean, any famous person is problematic to some degree, but I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't listen to her music. Oh, for some reason I thought you were talking the Windows issues everyone was having a couple weeks ago. Do tell, because I know nothing about that. Emulator? Elcart 7. Oh, I see you changed your profile. Welcome, nice to see you. No, it's not emulator unless you count NSO to be emulator. It's NSO. Konnichiwa. It's just that you can actually access, if you have access to NSO, you can get the Japanese one as well. Just make a little account. The only real thing I wanted to show two things other than the fact that Mario sounds pitched up just a little bit. I could explain MVC better than here. Okay, give me a second. It's been 87 years since you've joined VC, Conquer. Hold on. Chotto matte. Actually, I need to move something anyway. What a great night to be eating chips and drinking water while watching Insta stream. I'm glad you decided to join. Also, hello, Claude. Espresso. That's because that was young Charles. No. I mean that he is pitched up in terms of like. I was playing these games on emulator before. He is slightly pitched up, I know, in the European version or the PAL version. I think he's slightly pitched up in the Japanese version as well. Compared to the OG. I don't have the top list of hearing, but I tend to latch on to stuff pretty easily like that. Yeah, slight. Yeah, slight. It's very, very slight, very slight. But I know it's noticeable as well. Yamano no Bomb King. Okay. Let me see. Discord. Discord. That coro. Which coro? だよ. I don't have the top just hearing with those small ears. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, yeah. The better to hear you with, right? You know how it goes. It's very fitting for me. Okay, there we go. Discord. D. Okay, alright, and then we go here, and then we go here, and then we go here, and then we do The Mario. We swing our arms from side to side. Huh. BINGO. And all that stuff. DISCORD. Anyway. Okay. Alright. Oh, so I hope you like filters. I love adding filters to my gameplay because it adds a little flair. But tell me if it's too much. Tell me if I need to turn something off. Like the scan line bit, like the upline thing or something like that. And I will do that. Go for chain chomps gate, go to princess slide, then womps, get to 8 stars, get key, get L cart 7. What are you doing? The main thing I wanted to show at first anyway though was that I'm sure everyone knows by now, but Chomp has a different sound than JP. No, he doesn't. This isn't the OG, I forgot. This is the Shindo version. Which means they use the English one, but he just sounds like one in like Japanese and OG. So that's a bust. Hello, Conqueror. Welcome. Nice to see you. It's been a long time, eh? Osashiburini. You sound clear as a bell, as you normally do. Because you know how audio works. And let me make sure that everyone can hear you as well, because if they can't, I have to change the thing again. Oh, you can't be heard yet. Because every single time this nonsense works with Discord, it wants to do a thing to where you can't do it immediately. It's so weird. Hold on. Discord. Okay, here we go. Now you should be heard. Okay. Go on.
Testing, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. You're good. Okay.
I'm always paranoid, so I'm watching your stream as I speak so I can hear it as well.
Yeah. Everyone else will, for some reason, I could go a whole stream with bad audio and no one will say a thing. It might be like a cordial thing. It's like, I don't want to tell them. Maybe they know. Maybe it's obvious or something like that. It's like, no, not necessarily.
Yeah, it might be. I know, usually for you, you're kind of... You try to be on top of it, so if I notice anything that I feel like you would want to know about, I'm kind of just like, oh, by the way, here's this.
Right.
But...
Are you in private? Yeah, I'm in private, Elkhart. For the moment, yeah.
I mean, if you want me to stick around, you can, but I figured the bit that I was going to say was just going to be a lot easier to explain here than trying to type it out.
Yeah, because I know nothing about it. Go on about it.
So, from what I understand, and to anyone watching, I'm just a hobbyist when it comes to electronics and sort of stuff, so I kind of have a certain knowledge, but not claiming to be an expert. So, from what I understand, it involved a company called CrowdStrike.
Oh.
And what it was...
Go on.
It's not Microsoft doesn't do everything in-house anymore, so some parts of what they do for their code and everything will come from outside sources. And one of them was the security, so anyone that uses Windows, like their basic security essentials and stuff like that, isn't strictly Microsoft anymore, because it's kind of hard for one company to do everything, so there's going to be, you know, competitors that can do something really well, so easier for some things. So in their case, for the sake of security, that's understandable.
Right.
But somehow some sort of update or whatever got pushed for Windows that wasn't fully tested to see if it would be so compatible, whatever. And Microsoft, as begrudgingly as they will to admit it, they will update Windows with or without your permission in a lot of regards.
Mm.
So a lot of stuff that is like big file stuff like that, they will, update. But some small background stuff that they get information and stuff for from Windows, they will do without permission if needed. Some people for a while there even had an issue on Windows 11 where like they would go to put their laptops in their bag on sleep mode, and as soon as it got connected to the internet again, it would wake up to be like, oh, you need to update this really quick, and it would kill people's computers because it was on and overheating in their bags.
Oh, okay.
Because they wouldn't properly go into a sleep mode or they wouldn't properly turn off. So, long story short, something that was incompatible was pushed, and it was causing all matters of Windows computers to crash. So much so that it was affecting everything from airports to police to national security to everywhere in the world.
The one thing I was told about this or learned about, I didn't know what this was about really, but I remember someone mentioning, I think it was Ricky, because apparently Ricky does IT stuff. He said that apparently that the crowd control thing was like 2024 Y2K. So I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't know much about it, so
Yeah.
I didn't.
And
yeah,
it happened to me while I was working on mandatory overtime shifts, so I was just like, does this mean I get to go home early since
What day
everything's
was
broken?
this?
This was like a Friday, like Thursday or Friday if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no wonder it didn't affect me.
Because it
then.
happened right after midnight.
Okay.
It started catching up with everyone, because a lot of stuff will get pushed at midnight.
That's wild. Oh! Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you. Special, what are you talking about? Skedaddling. I thought crowd control, see, because I didn't know. I thought crowd control was like some new Twitch thing. It just sounded like a Twitch thing to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching a lot of people with those Twitch videos where they have the mods that can like interact in the streams in like weird ways.
Right.
If I can get the chance to do
Integration.
that, I have ideas. And
You could.
all.
I feel like it suits you the best anyway. You seem like you would be a decent Twitch streamer. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Honestly, it's just the patience. Like,
Really?
it's not the fact that I don't want to do it, it's that what I want to do and what I can do don't meet, so it just irritates me.
That's everything.
It's like some of the stuff you do for your YouTube videos, for even just doing the live streams, like the overlays and all that. I haven't gotten to a point where either I like how I would do any of that or a way to do that, so it just bothers me to the point where I'm just like, if I can't do it in such a way that I would like it, I don't want to do it at all.
I got you. I mean, my stuff's simple though. It could be much better than it is, but it's super simple. What I have, it's just
Yeah.
stuff put together and whatnot, you know. And I just mess with a lot of the filters, so the filters are really funny to me.
Well, for me, a lot of it was just, I was getting to a point where it felt like I was more forcing myself than enjoying it. So I was like, I don't want to burn myself on that kind of end, so it was just, yeah. Because I was literally getting to the point where I was like, I don't care if I have to do it all in one take, but that's what I'm going to do. Like, once I finally got into OBS, because I was using other programs at the time, like, pausing mid-recording, starting, stopping, all that, was just a huge pain.
Yeah, I get it.
Dear
Need more
Mario,
storage, enter
please come
stock
to
on
the
yogurt. I haven't had yogurt in a long time.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
Oh, speaking of storage, actually, I just ended up having to buy a whole new hard drive for B12.
New hard drive or new computer?
New hard drive.
Oh. Does this
She
mean
keeps...
she could use Adobe then?
No, not exactly.
Oh.
We both have been kind of burned by Adobe.
I see.
And it's not necessarily her, because a lot of it is like, oh, because of some other stuff with it.
Right.
Like, even just having access to that program was a lot more of a pain than it should have been. Like, yeah, she could theoretically buy her account or buy a subscription, come over here and sign in and all that. But even that was starting to be a lot more of a pain because it was constant updates. You couldn't use one thing without updating the other. And a lot of times those updates didn't work correctly.
Right.
And even the subscription part of it, Like, yeah, it's easy to get started in the subscription, but they make it a pain to back out of it if you honestly need to back out of it.
It's like a back out fee, right?
No, it's not even just the back out fee. Like, I had to get to a weird point with them to even cancel it. It wasn't even like as simple as like, oh, okay, you know, if I cancel it a day early, I owe $200, which was an actual thing that happened. But it was if I waited till like the subscription would renew because it was a yearly subscription. It wouldn't ask me to renew the subscription. It wouldn't renew it itself, but it still continued on.
Okay.
So my subscription I had paid for the year, and I was already on the 15th month of having it, which you and I both can math. 12 is not a year. Or 12 is a year.
12 is
15
a year.
is not a year.
Right.
So I was still paying like it was the yearly subscription, but it was beyond the 12 months. So when I went to go cancel it, it was kind of just like, oh, if you cancel early, there's a fee before the next month renewed. So I was like, okay, I guess somehow I'm paying the monthly price for the year, but it's still going past the year. That doesn't make sense. I even tried to go through everything to be like, well, what's going on? Like, did I accidentally just say, hey, it's for the year and then it's monthly after that or something like that without realizing it? I ended up having to change my payment information, let one payment go through like normal, and then not fund that whatever they were using, so it could properly cancel because they couldn't automatically keep pulling money.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds a lot like Xbox Gold to me.
Hey, Xbox Gold was a lot easier. The only difference for me was I couldn't cancel it on Xbox. I had to log in on their desktop because it had to be secure or whatever.
Yeah.
But at least then I could still like go to account and just be like, all right, done. But with Adobe, it was almost like, even if I had to get to the millisecond right to cancel it, and if I didn't, I was gonna owe more than I was paying.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
So I literally had to get them to basically steal from themselves and realize that they came out empty-handed and cancel me.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, subscriptions are very odd. I get it's very odd because like it feels like subscriptions turn into scams because it feels like it's very difficult to cancel a subscription because it's like we hate to see you go, but it's like if you can't afford it, you can't just keep pulling money out of nothing. So, you know.
Yeah. I think actually right now they're in a lawsuit because of that.
Right.
Because a lot of other people besides me were having the issue of even just canceling. Because there was even a story with a creator where they do a lot of their stuff as a business. So you can buy a license, but then instead of paying individual subscriptions, you just pay for what they call seats. So this person can access the account or that license, and they have their own account, whatever, but they're under that license. So they don't have to like keep making new and new and new accounts for it. But to back out of the seat, you have to cancel the whole subscription rather than that seat, and each seat's like $100 a person.
Okay.
It was weird. You can quickly add it, but you had to risk your whole subscription to lose one person.
That's so dumb. That sounds about as bad as the situation that had went on with Blizzard or whatever that was going on with Blizzard. About the whole you no longer own what you buy or something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were freaking out, even at Sony, of the same thing, where it was digital purchases are not to own, you're essentially licensing the property
Like
for the
rental.
life of whatever the agreement is. So if you buy a physical game in store that's $60 and you buy a digital that's $60, a lot of people go in their head like, oh, that's the same thing. And a lot of companies are, oh, no, you're just licensing that software.
Yeah. Spatula's over here doing that dang banking manager stuff again for some reason. Standing on business. Yeah, I hadn't really heard from you or B12 in a bit, to be completely honest. But I figured you guys are always busy,
He kept
so...
saying on the side that it felt like we were splitting apart, and it's like, no, just he's enjoying himself.
What does that even mean? I think you guys are just afraid of me.
The contact was like, because it was even noticed like not popping up so long. And it's like, no, he's enjoying the live streams and all that. That's all. It's not like he's saying screw you guys, see you later. It's like, no, he's enjoying
when have
himself.
I ever? That's my thing. In fact, I've always said that, like, because people are always busy, and like you guys at least know when I'm streaming because, well, if you hit the bell and stuff, or just in general, like, I'm streaming, it's on YouTube, I'm there, you know what I'm doing at least,
Oh, believe me, I mean, you should know this by now. I'm constantly popping in.
Yeah.
When I can.
Right. I mean, you don't always have to. That's what VODs are for. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that...
But I always want to show support, even if it's the first one in or the last one there.
I know. I appreciate that. It's a good thing you weren't there when I was doing the other game. Not that it matters.
Because there's a few of those that I popped in secretly.
I mean, that's just called lurking, but it was the RPG game.
Yeah, I was there.
I know. I just don't know if people believe me when I say I was literally playing it for the gameplay. And I'm still playing it. Well, I actually haven't touched it since I started playing Mario this week, but it's a good game. I looked online actually. They're like that game, White Clothes. It's made, the company that made it, they've only made one game, and it came out last year. And apparently, even in the description, they say it's a difficult RPG or something like that, a really difficult RPG. And I'm like, I guess it can be, but it's actually not. It's pretty simple. And I'm not talking like, because even the description like for Japanese, so it's not like, oh, it's difficult because you can't read Japanese. It's more like, I guess it's just difficult because it's kind of not traditional, even though it feels a lot like OG Final Fantasy to me. But I think it's really cool. I wish they made more games though, because I like the art style a lot and I like the gameplay. Maybe I'm just weird. I found that game like on accident, just on a night watching someone on YouTube, and there it was. So I don't know. But, that's me.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm technically multitasking and watching 2 different streams.
Oh, who you want? Well, you don't have to name drop. But
no, I can name drop them. They're doing they're doing 2 different platforms. They're going to YouTube and Twitch.
Right.
But they're also VTuber. I didn't really pop into them for that. It just happened to be the game they were playing. But it's Jazzio_VT.
Oh, Jazzio.
Yeah, JAZIO_VT. They're playing the Prime series, the Metroid series, for the first time.
Why. That's why.
And it was kind of interesting because I guess I'm enjoying watching someone play it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're also enjoying the fact that they have a resource if they need it.
Of course.
And I don't want to say I'm messing with them, but at the same time, I can sit there and just be like,
are you backseating
I can
them?
be kind of cryptic and give hints without giving like an answer. So they're still figuring it out, but they are getting like a warmer, colder.
Oh, it's Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. No more getting lost this time, I swear. Well, it still looks good. I don't know if it's an HD patch, but it still looks good.
They're using a desktop version of Dolphin, but it's a specific one for the Prime series, so it allows them to do a mouse and keyboard called Prime Hack.
Right.
So it's Dolphin with the people that released it did custom settings for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it is like shader increases or even just better like movement systems and some slate textures. So this is purposefully for those games to look as good as it can.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not against Dolphin. I'm less against Dolphin now than I was before, mostly because now that I have like technology to just plug in my controller to my computer, it doesn't really matter per se. But I've always liked doing games natively because I don't have to worry about whether or not the frames are gonna drop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why I buy the actual hardware for the most part. Unless I can, you know, manage otherwise.
I feel like I'm missing something in chat. What in the world is going on over there?
No, they're just talking about Spectrolith is doing some math management, some like store management thing. So
supermarket sim or something like that.
sure.
That's an actual game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because she's like, how much for like 8 cartons of milk? And I'm just like, bro, I feel like I'm doing someone's math homework project before it's time to go back to school, which hasn't been the first time. But yeah.
I will say though, just jumping back to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised at myself for how much I actually remember of this game. Seeing as I actually, honest to God, haven't sat down with this game to play it in its full in like 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you love Metroid though, so...
Well, yeah, but it's not like I purposely try to remember everything about it.
No, you're not gonna purposely remember because it's ingrained in you. Like language. That's how that goes.
Like English.
Yeah, like English. You like the
I'm
bomb
not gonna lie, I
machine?
was gonna try to make a stupid joke and just mention a whole bunch of stuff from the Chozo series and just out of order stuff like English words.
The Chozo series. Did they patch this? They didn't patch this. There's no way. I was supposed to be able to have the bomb push me into the gate. There's no way they patched that.
Is it possible that they're using a specific patch version of the game? Not like they patched this specific ROM, but like... Because didn't they re-release this ROM a couple times? And some of it was with stuff that was fixed?
This one is the OG for North America. Maybe they did patch this because it's not pushing me through the gate. Huh. Weird. That's very odd to me.
Weird thing to fix.
Not necessarily. If any,
Well, in my point of view, it feels like the only thing they touched.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that, yeah. Because everyone's gonna go to this version if they want to do the backwards long jump. You can't do it in the 3D All-Stars version, because the 3D All-Stars version is technically the JP version, which was patched.
Also, I don't know why I just saw it, but I'm Dread for those that are curious.
Yeah. This is Conquer/Dread, one of my mods, one of my best friends in real life as well. I've done,
Oh, you don't have to lie to him like that.
Oh. Why would I mention it? Why would I mention it?
I just meant the mod. I'm just the person that's just trying to help out.
You don't have to lie to them about me being a mod.
You don't have to lie to them like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Dread Uber Eats or something. The one who bought me the friggin' Super Famicom Yeah.
That reminds me. Time for next month's thing.
What do you mean next month? As in September? Or as in
no,
August just started?
Well, August, yeah, just started.
Oh my god.
Because I think there was a joke thing where it was just like, I was just going to buy you random stuff each month.
Yeah.
Just be like, here you go, content.
I'm not wearing a maid outfit in real life. I just want you to know that.
No. I have much more respect for you, other than just giving you cat ears and a maid outfit.
You suck. Why cat ears?
That's usually everyone's go-to whenever they think the maid outfit. And in your case, you do have, you know, kind of a figure with this in the whole ear department here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Trust me, I'm well aware.
Ooh.
He's candy.
No. One of the things that I was going to try to pick up for you, someone was selling for 50 and it now just dropped down to 32.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's a steal then, huh?
Well, considering it's your JP puzzle collection, I would say so. Oh,
that's right. Oh my god, I forgot. But that's GameCube though!
So, wouldn't you want a physical of it?
Yeah, but I don't know if GameCube is region locked. I have no idea if GameCube is region locked.
It is.
GameCube's region locked? What the heck?
Yeah.
Hold on. Well, I guess I'll be looking online on how to unregion lock my GameCube.
Easy.
I figured it is.
You just need to know how to solder.
Oh, well, I guess it's not easy then. I've never touched solder.
I say easy because I know what it is. But all it is so on the motherboard for the GameCube, it's literally a small fuse. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll unsolder that fuse. And it's across like 3 different spots. So depending on where that fuse is, determines the region of the console. And what people will do is remove the fuse, put in a switch, and then you just, before the console's turned on, you just put it in the mode you want it to be in.
Right. Okay.
They felt that was much cheaper to do.
It's kind of funny though, because region locking wasn't a thing in GBA, region locking wasn't a thing in NDS. It didn't become more of a region lock thing until 3DS. Again. Or for handhelds at least. It's very odd.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one more. The last one I think is at the corner where the star is supposed to be. I think. I don't remember. Played this game for years and still can never remember where all the 8 red coins are. Cause I'm dumb.
I will say though, I am very tempted on that.
On what?
On
Soldering
the,
my
game
GameCube?
I was talking about. Because I mean, from the looks of it, it's in very good condition. My only worry is the person that has it has like the box and everything for it.
The CD
and the
could be
box
scratched
seems like
too.
It's very taken care of, but they don't show the disc if it's scratched. That's my only concern.
Yeah. Where's the last coin? Is it in an obvious spot? I wonder.
But they even do say so themselves that the condition of the game is fair.
Yeah.
And if I'm really that worried about it, I can always polish the disc.
Fair for a disc is usually means not so great because it's really difficult to fix scratches.
Depends on how deep they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why everyone say it with me. Optical media bad.
Yeah. Yet records have come back. So what does
That's
that
not
tell
really
you?
optical in the same sense, but
it's not laser disc or anything, but it's still a disc technically.
yeah, but the optical part of it is just a sense of shining light off and on it again.
Right. Am I insane?
Not really. Not the last time I checked.
It's been months, Dred.
Hey,
it's
you
been
can still
months.
get some information off of the message.
I,
The most I've gotten from you is stressed. Well, not really stressed, but dealing with stressful situations and kind of just...
that was like a month. Yeah, well, no, that was the beginning of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I explained that on stream. Yeah, my coworker is crap. That's all there is to it. And karma really set him through because this whole month I've been second shift. So I'm not even upset. I am upset that I can't find this last oh, I know where the last coin is. I remember now. I have to talk to the so yeah, my so at the beginning of the month we my place is off on the first week because independence or whatever, fireworks and stuff, whatever, for the whole week. So I was like, okay, cool. And since my coworker and I rotate between the weeks that we work, I've marked everything already. I've taken it upon myself to do so. I did not mark anything on the week that we were going to be off. So then he takes it upon himself to not touch that part, but then marks, he's like, oh, maybe he forgot. And so decides to switch our times up, our days up for the following week. It's like, why would we double it when we didn't work the previous week? And then my advisor got confused and wrote something down on that week, but it just so happens that something devastating happened on his end to where he couldn't even come in for second shift that week. And so I told my advisor, well, I was coming in for second shift anyway, and she was like, oh, from what I see on the calendar, it looks like you're supposed to be third. And I was like, really? So when I got there, I took a look and I saw that he marked it out, and I just died. He marked it out, and I was like, so he decided to do this while I was gone because I took, you know, my birthday week off. So, and since he's scared of me, that's when he decided to change stuff on the calendar, because he's a chicken. So but so I ended up doing second twice in a row, and then it so happened that more and more throughout the month I was gonna do second because he had to assist other people in other spots, which is fine by me because he's not really doing too much help in our spot anyway. So I've stayed second, and it made it easier for me to stream as well. So yeah, I'm happy as heck about it, and I may end up doing second next week as well because of someone taking a vacation, and I'm fine with that too. So that's what you get. The thing about it is he likes third anyway. He actually likes third shift. So I don't understand why, other than, oh, rotation pay, which is really not that big of a deal. It would be more of a big deal if he cared a lot about his job in general. Then I'd be like, okay, I get it. But if anything, I should be like saying, no, I want my, you know, I want to always rotate because I care about my job. When in all reality, I want to be able to get paid through streaming and whatnot instead, so that I never have to go back to that place ever again. But like I said, I'm just happy at this point in time. Everything happens for a reason. It's upsetting, you know, what had happened to make it where, you know, he couldn't do the thing, but at the same time, I personally don't care about that person in particular, because of the things that he has done throughout the years towards other people and myself. And me watching it and catching him in 4K and no one doing anything about it and him not caring about it. So I don't care about him. But yeah, that's how this month went. And so far things have been smooth except for like today, I guess, but nothing with that person, just with the fact that we had an odd like what is it called? An odd yarn set that just wasn't cooperating that great, but we got it off. We got it situated, so, or at least I got it situated for the day. So everything's good. But that's me. That's been me. Other than that, though, it's just been, I've been working behind the scenes, talking to people, getting some stuff situated. And as you can clearly see, I now have 2 models, and I might get a third if I actually sit down, draw some things up, write some things down, and talk with somebody.
I'm not gonna lie, I was wondering why you're starting to get a bit of a crowd there.
A crowd? What you mean by that?
Yeah, you're starting to get like a little audience of yourself a little bit there.
What, right now? Or just in
I'm
general?
saying like with the models.
Oh, I said you're trying. Oh, you're saying that they like the way the model looks or something like that. It's kind of funny. I think people really like the fluffy a lot more. One, because they're used to it, and two, because fluffy. But at the same time, no one's really like upset with my human model either. So 2 for 2, I guess. But I'm heavily invested. I do like the idea of VTubing, and I like doing this. It's really fun. So if I can get like a proper like live 2D model, that'd be cool. Also, I think Jazzio is using a 3D.
It looks like it.
It looks like they're
every now and then he'll
V-Roid.
rotate or lean forward, and you can kind of see it gives a bit more detail.
Yeah, I think yeah. It definitely looks like I like the way he looks though. That's really cool. I like the fish. Fish is kind of cool. I guess they're Pisces. I don't know. I don't know the lore.
I mean, I could randomly ask him.
You can type in their chat if you want to. That's up.
Oh, I've been typing in the chat.
Oh, on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyone that seems like they're giving helpful advice or being a backseat gamer, more than likely that's me in this chat.
Oh, you're being the backseat gamer. I see. I got you.
Well, no, I'm trying to help him out, but at the same time, I'm trying to like, cause he's tired. He's trying to hurry it up and get to bed. So it's like, oh, try this really quick.
Before you go, you should do this. He gets heavily invested some more, loses 5 more hours of sleep.
Well, the other thing is I'm trying to pose everything kind of like a question, like have you tried this? Will
Right.
this work kind of thing?
Yep.
Rather than just straight up telling him like, yeah, go do this.
Yeah, the indirect approach is a better approach in general. Because it's pretty obvious to be like, go here, do that. It's like, oh boy, here we go. That's not backseating, that's shotgun. Take that left there. That's an interesting bot. I'm looking at it on YouTube, and it's showing that anytime that things are being said in Twitch, it's showing it on YouTube as well. That's an interesting bot. Huh.
It's also doing it vice versa, so anything on YouTube is showing up on Twitch too.
Well, no one's. Only 3 people are watching on YouTube, and technically, I'm one of them. Technically. But nah, V-Roid
He has a
models are
bot
pretty
in
cool.
chat that I can actually command to see the other models that he uses.
Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna redeem? Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't think it's a redeem thing.
Oh, it's not a redeem? Interesting. Oh, look at me. Okay. That was easy. Goes the wrong way, jumps off cliff. Is Conquer the snake of YouTuber so I can check his channel? Technically.
I do have a channel, but unfortunately I don't make anything at the moment. I don't want to say any more, because I would like to go back to that. But it's just been a while. I got cut off by my own ADHD there. So it's just like, wait, what? Listening to the guy talk about the fish, came back in. Wow.
Oh, that's why. Okay, now I'm reading your comments. Yeah. What did he say? Because I have him muted. I'm just watching the gameplay. What did he actually say? In terms of
I'm trying to figure out who Toast is because they're talking about his OC models now.
Oh, maybe that's their artist? Their mama? Technically?
No idea. But I didn't hear all of it, but from what I gathered, it sounded like it was just the model of the way the shirt looked. It made it look used instead of new. Like a older shirt or something like that.
Fair enough. But I have my eye on on someone that could do a live 2D if I can get things written up for them, then I guess, I mean, I'll be put on a waiting list, obviously, because VTuber artists are very busy. So, and I like their work a lot. I like their style, so I think it'd be really cool. In my case, money's not really an object per se, especially when I'm really invested into what I'm trying to do. So I think it'd be really cool. Plus, I think that would bring in more people anyway, just because one of the purposes of being a VTuber anyway is to actually look decent anyway. Because, I mean, visual, like, you want to not cringe at what you look at. Obviously, personality is there too, but as a VTuber, if you're not part of a company, you have a say in how you would look. So
basically you have more freedom than most people would.
Right, exactly. That's basically like creating OCs and stories and stuff. You have the power to will that for the most part. Or make your dream or being come to life. Okay, that's it for me. I almost styled that. I almost styled that. Oh well. Anyway. More new people, I mean. First stream I joined here was the same stream Spectra and Jackie joined. I remember there was more people. I don't know! Actually, I think they were here before you were, but I think they were here at the same time you were, Spanta. If I recall correctly.
I'm not gonna lie, the amount of people I've seen join your VC, I have lost count.
Oh, VC? VC's a little different.
Well, not even just the VC, just in, like, being in a VC
Chat.
on a video where they had their own models and all that. Because, like, the first major one to me was Axru and Pillow Queen.
Oh, yeah. Pillow was the first VTuber I ever collabed with, and boy, was my stream not good. That was part of the reason why I got a new computer. This penguin's gonna actually win. Penguin too fast. Penguin too fast. Penguin too fast. Ah, never mind. And then Power World came out, and I realized my computer couldn't run it, and I said, "That's it. I'm buying a new computer." And it cost almost $3,000.
Alright, that's it. Out the window. Start again.
Yeah, it's been so much better because I've been throwing more things at GPU than CPU. My CPU used to be at like 14%, and it'll make my computer stutter. Now my CPU is at like 0.0 to 0.1, and there's like no stuttering at all. So I'm really happy about that. Plus I'm on Windows 11, and I haven't had any actual issues on Windows 11 myself.
Oh, don't remind me of Windows 11. I gotta bite the bullet here soon, and I gotta eventually get my main desktop over to Windows 11.
Do you have to?
It's a whole setup because mine isn't the way they want it to be to install Windows 11. So I have to go in and change the type of BIOS that I'm using, like the format of it. And in doing so, I can no longer access my original hard drive that format. So I have to reformat the hard drive to get Windows on there and install Windows.
Okay.
So when I say it's a process, I quite literally mean it's a process. Like, I'm having to dig in my own BIOS and be like, I need to turn this off, turn this on, turn this off, set this to here, format the hard drive, install, and move all the files.
But see, the thing is, this is literally the only OS that I've ever dealt with that says your computer can't run it. Like, you need like a new computer to run it. Your computer's too old. No other OS has ever done that for me. So that's odd.
I mean, to be fair, wasn't the computer that you had before kind of, I don't want to say hobbled together, but it was like put together by someone.
Yeah.
So it had like more modern, I can't speak today.
Yeah.
More modern-ish hardware to it.
Of course, absolutely. That's another reason why I was stunned. We went out and got the parts and everything that we could. We went out, put it together. I think at the time I was using a GTX 1050, so that was a long time ago. I was using that I was trying to stream on that, Dread. I was trying to stream on that. So
hey, sounds a lot better than my first actual PC that I put together. I was using a GTX 555, I think it was.
Really?
I don't even think it was a GTX. I just remember it was like an NVIDIA 550 or like 555, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So I upgraded from a 1050 to a 4070, yeah. So that's a big jump.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wonder if Toast is someone that they know or someone from this stream.
I'm pretty sure it's... ask them!
How would I even ask? I'd just be in the chat like, oh,
just
by
be
the way,
like,
Toast, do you know Access?
No. I don't know who this person is or who Toast is. This is my first time seeing Jezia. So I've been
kind of following them for the past week and a half, so.
Huh. It's always fun to find people on a whim. Who Toast? I don't know either. How, Raph? How can I see you? It's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but you saw me playing the other game as well. I know Access, but she forgets her viewers. I do not forget my viewers at all. You cannot say that at all. I do not forget my viewers. The only time it's like that is if someone just completely changes their name and profile picture, and it's like, how am I supposed to remember you? How am I supposed to know that you were such and such if you changed both your name and your picture? I'm gonna remember you, trust me. My memory's pretty decent, actually. Except for when playing video games. Huh?
Including the bad ones.
Well, you can't forget the worst one, so, you know.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones, don't get me wrong.
Well, they're more good than bad.
Yeah.
So... I can't remember easy stuff. I can't remember how to get through dungeons in games. That's why I can't play Zelda. I can't remember where red coins are, and I played this game for years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's the last coin? I think I know where it is. I just don't know how to get to it. I know where it is. It's near the block of ice.
Oh. It just hit me. Toast is neither. They just happened to upon the stream as well.
Toast and
they're
butterfly.
now trying to compare the amount of OCs they have.
Oh. Oh. What's the chance that I might make some videos? Okay, I see. I got you. I see. I got it.
Reminds me of that one stream I did with Subnautica, and I kind of can't remember his name. I just remember I think it was like Shrimp or something like
oh,
that.
Yeah.
That's like he knew.
Yeah, you guys thought that it was like a psyop. You thought it was someone that we had known and they had never seen us before.
Yeah, they just straight up were just just playing it for giggles.
Yeah, you forgot Mexicans? What are you talking about, Raph? This is like Access, this is like your podcast. You play games while you invite people mostly gay or furries. I don't really care of their orientation, so that's whatever, man. I don't.
I mean, to me, he's a plant, so.
Yeah, I'm a plant. I've said many times I'm a plant. And, like, the joke with that is that I'm asexual. I don't know. That's about it. It's nothing crazy. Wait, did I do this one already? I don't even know. I think I did. I can't leave anyway because I have to stand completely still. Okay. Castle Secret Stars 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got that one before. 5, 1. Let's go to launch focus. But no, I like doing podcast streams are cool. Just chatting streams. I used to always go to a lot of other VTubers just chatting streams because they're always fun to me. I like chatting. I like chatting streams more than karaoke. I don't like to go to karaoke streams too much, to be honest. I don't know what's wrong with me on that regard. But just connecting with... I feel like I've been connecting more and more with different people as of late, and it feels really nice, actually. Becoming somewhat of a social butterfly. A little bit. Which leads me to, oh, by the way, Dread, has Vito been uploading any more like art to her channel?
Not that I'm aware of. She had kind of one of those weeks where it was just kind of a lot going on with stuff, and I guess more or less got kind of distracted, so.
I see.
Because right now, main PC was having issues, family's about to go on vacation, and just in general having some distractions in life, like car stuff. So I'm pretty sure this following week I gotta work on her computer and her car.
I was gonna say not her car. And not going on vacation.
No, it's just a simple, like, it's not like I'm working on it, it's just oil change.
Oh.
And I'm work with her on it so that way she actually gets to do it and kind of like, here's what you need to do if you need to do it.
Bro. Oil change isn't the easiest thing in the world. It's probably the easiest thing car-wise though. Other than getting gas put in the car. And now I have to restart the whole thing. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Alright, let's go. Okay. To be honest, first time I went here, I just started trolling. Everyone does that to me though. Everyone trolls me. I don't know why everyone thinks that it's cool to troll me. On this video, I will date 100 LGBTQ people being asexual. The first one who makes me fall in love with them receives $1 million. Bisexual. Sounds something to you will actually see as a video, then get talked about for a month and then get taken down for getting people angry. Ain't never trolled you. Biggest lie you ever told? I'm the kind of person who looks, don't say the R word at first look, but when you know me, you see I'm secretly a mastermind at Redacted. I did. Yeah, I know. Interesting. I guess I'm just bullyable until I'm not. The thing is, you don't want to bully me though. Just because I look bullyable doesn't mean you want to bully me.
You don't give off a bullyable vibe. You kind of just give off a, like, how do I word it? Like, a curious vibe. Not in the sense of you look curious, but kind of just interesting enough to kind of bring attention. Now, whether that attention's good or bad is regardless, but...
I mean, that's my IRL presence, but streamer presence is probably a bit different though. Which is why people bully me. I never trolled you before, it says. Not that I know of. I don't really want to bully you just to make people laugh. The problem is I can't be serious unless I'm on a close ambient where I trust a lot. I mean, that's fair. But just remember, you can't run a joke into the ground because then it annoys people, including the streamer. So you have to be careful, like with Ricky, what Ricky was saying in one of the streams. You have to be careful not to. In fact, one of the rules in most streams is don't talk about other streamers unless the streamer talks about them first. At least in a lot of company chats, because it can be really rude and it can also confuse the streamer. Especially if someone's like, "Hey, what do you think it would be like if you did a collab with such and such?" And it's like that person probably doesn't even know the other person. Or the vibes may be different and stuff like that. So, and I understand the good intentions because a lot of people want to like see a collab between two people who may have some similarities in some case. But usually when people want to collab with some other person, they end up having some sort of talk with the other at some point in like a VC, like a private VC or something. That's how it was with me and Pillow. So. But we still sent it, and it was interesting. But you know, I don't know. That's just how it.
I don't know.
But yeah, today was an odd day in general. I'm just glad that nothing was actually wrong with my phone. I thought I was gonna have to get a new phone or something. I thought my LTE was just, or my Wi-Fi card or something was messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's not the case. Some people don't believe you. They make jokes to try to make you laugh even when there's no friendship or something, so I understand why you feel like that, yeah. Have you seen Yuri? Have you seen Yuri? I've seen both, yes. What of it though? On different spaces, but it's not intentional. I don't know if I'm putting on that. Sorry if that's the case. I never bullied any stuff. Because at the end of the day, being a streamer has a lot of parasocial stuff. That's true. Well, parasocial has more to do, because I think there's been a big misconception on parasocialness. Parasocial is more like when you can't directly interact with the streamer. In this case, you and I are actually chatting on stream. So technically this wouldn't be considered parasocial. Parasocial will be more like watching television, seeing a celebrity, but they can't talk to you back and you can't talk to them back, but you feel like they're your wife or something. That's a parasocial relationship. And I'm sure plenty of people have had those celebrity crushes and whatnot. That's like normal for the most part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the last one? I think it's on top of the thing. Very descriptive. Thanks, sis. I don't know, I just posed as Daisy's. Well, oh yeah, I remember that stream, yeah. Compare social with my fictional characters. But you made those characters. What the heck? I'm still traumatized from the RGB. Oh my god, not the RGB roaches. I never had a celebrity crush. Stop, Dread.
I remember that stream.
Yeah.
It's not even just the roaches, it's just that whole stream was a fever dream.
It was, yeah. It definitely was. That was a weird stream. Oh my god. I don't know.
Still remember the music.
Oh yeah.
That was like the weirdest synth thing, and it matched those roaches perfectly. I don't know why it did.
Because it reminds you of the original thing that it was going for, but I found one that would be close to it, Dover syndrome wise. Ugh. So yeah, that's why. I don't know, man. Because I think I was playing Nintendo Puzzle Collection at first, and then I just was like, okay, tell you what, this is how you make entertainment. Rainbow Roach. And that was really it. Spinning Rainbow Roach.
I don't know why, for some reason, my brain... Like, to those that care or bother, my brain has a weird disconnect with what it receives and what it perceives. So a lot of times I'll hear things, load it as one thing, and then get corrected later. So I know he said Rainbow Roach, but I was already like auto-filling what it was that he said, and for some reason I was like Rainbow Road. I was like, I don't remember playing Mario Kart recently.
Oh god. Rainbow Road. Oh, they ended stream. Okay.
Yeah, they were gonna call it. They said some weird, like, hopefully 18 hours from now they can finish the game.
So they started how many days ago?
To tell you the honest truth, I don't know.
Oh.
By the time I found them, they were already a good bit of the way into the game.
I see.
And one of my favorite levels was their worst experiences of the game, because they were having such a tough time.
Oh, yeah. Sponsor, I don't know. It depends.
Led me to kind of pop in.
Yeah. I think you woke up Bread that time. No, I didn't. B12 did. Here's the funny thing about that. I remember specifically what happened at that point. I was like, don't wake him up, because this was a time where you were sick. And I was like, don't wake him up. And she said, I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him. And she clearly did. I could tell that she did. She woke you up. And then...
I forget. Were we in this, like, in person at that point? Like,
No. Nope. We were all in VC. All three of us in different houses. Yep. I remember it like it was yesterday. My memory is fantastic when it comes
Because
to
if I
stuff like
remember anything
that.
about that stream, I think I was falling asleep in my chair, and I think I moved, which woke me up because she
You were
didn't wake me
already
up.
asleep. You were already asleep, but you were sick. You were on some type of medicine. And she
Oh,
had gotten
take
like
medicine.
no sleep. Well, I mean, you were sick regardless. So
Yeah, I think the most of my medicine was like taking a zinc tablet and drinking orange juice, and then just trying to like burn whatever it was out of my system.
yep,
So
sort it
usually
out.
just yeah.
That's what I do when I can. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. That was a very odd stream. I'm surprised that people even looked at that. And that was back in my jittery old computer days. I actually don't make internet friends at all. I just made one single exception. I feel internet is to have fun. If I want to make friends, I search them in real life. So nothing parasocial should happen. Yeah. I mean, that's a healthy thing to do.
I mean, I'm kind of in this weird exception. I'm not that social online, but I somehow have the exception of meeting people online in different circumstances. But I feel like it's kind of to each their own, because I could say something of like, oh, when I was, first getting started in like, say, gaming, where like Xbox Live on the 360 was a thing, it was much easier to make friends then versus now. And I could be completely wrong about that, because there could be people that find it easier now for stuff. Like if you go off in Destiny 2, for example, they've got the in-game fire team finder. You might run into someone and just, there you go, you made a friend without even realizing that. So like, I feel like I could say it was probably easier, but would it actually be true? Not really, because
Maybe for you.
kind of subject to opinion.
Yeah. So for you, it would be in that case. Didn't B12 die of laughter too? Yeah, because she had barely had any sleep. She had been up since like 6 a.m. So she was up past like
This was like what, 2 a.m. at that point?
It may have been 2 a.m. Yeah, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say I can just go back to the stream because you were still doing you had
I think
already
my
before that point started the clock.
But I was gonna say the time should be on that stream. I don't remember though. It's been a while.
Oh,
That's why I like
videos. I was wondering why I was getting back into some previous content.
Oh yeah, it's an old stream, believe it or not. I think my anniversary technically is October. Second anniversary. Why? Hashtag why do my eyes hurt? Okay. Oh yeah, there was like a lunar eclipse or something, or that, and the fact that Aurora Borealis legitimate, or the Northern Lights, whatever, happened a few days ago.
Did it?
Yeah.
I feel so out of touch with the reality at the moment.
I didn't
as far
know
as, like,
either.
Actual events.
Yeah, so Nyquil told me, he was like, hey, go outside right quick, and I went outside and I saw that the moon was doing a weird thing. So I was like, oh, okay. It was like 3 a.m. So, because they were chasing it, they were on their way past Nebraska or something. They become one of, Nyquil and Sponta become the Discord general chatters. Otherwise, I don't get people actually talking there. I feel identified with I think it was about to be funny for me. Yeah, I don't know how I even started. How exactly you meet people online, like the ones who trust you more? Like it depends on DC. I told you too that I was dreaming about a rich restaurant. Well, you're always dreaming about food in general, so that's always a thing for you. You said you wanted to become like a chef.
Man, where found it.
I think the title of it was no, it wasn't Unhinged Stream. I forgot what it was though. We definitely went off the rails though.
Yeah. Also, oddly enough, this was not 2 in the morning. It went past that, but that's not when it started.
No, it started way before.
No. I mean, like, when the whole whatever of the roach bit.
Yeah. It was because
I
I
started around like 11:30.
I was making a point. I said it doesn't take much for people to laugh these days. All you need is a spinning roach. And that's when that started. I said, why is this funny? Or why is it entertaining? Or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Why can't I do this properly? This is one of the hardest things to do. In general. It's harder on the DS. I think I need to slow it down. Let me see.
I forget about this game. Isn't there a thing where if you slow down too much, you'll just stop flying?
No. You just run out of the cap runs out. But slowing down doesn't make you fall. Come on. I'm just gonna... You don't lose lives, so it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
People kept joining, so you said, why are people joining? How is this working? Well, I knew it was gonna work because that's just the mindset of people now. Brain rot. People love brain rot. It's an odd era.
You know, one thing I'm surprised about, honestly speaking, of the whole brain rot thing?
What?
I'm surprised there hasn't been like a Hypnotoad just channel where it's just a live stream of Hypnotoad 24/7. I guarantee you there'd be a bunch of people over there.
There probably is. If there's still like other AI related stuff, there probably is Hypnotoad related. Where are the last two?
I mean, there was the people that were checking out the weird like AI filling out shows thing for a minute where it's like generating the rest of it. Because there was like one for, I think they did Seinfeld, but something went wrong.
Yep.
And the suggestions it was getting was now making the show very dark.
Same with SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yep. AI does that. Because AI has no filter. That's why Neurosama had to get some filters too. That was the main AI VTuber.
There's an AI VTuber.
Yep.
I feel so uncouth.
Why uncouth?
Just so unknowledgeable.
Okay,
Stuff
there
like
we
that
go.
should be like within my repertoire.
Not necessarily. Not if you don't even look at, you don't go out of your way to look at VTubers and stuff. VTubers have become my thing since 2 years ago.
Well, no, I generally get a lot of knowledge when it comes to stuff. And it's not like I go out and look for news type things, but my luck in a lot of the stuff that I look through, like when it comes through like tech channels, old tech and stuff like that, I tend to get YouTube like recommending stuff, or a lot of the things I'll scroll through, whether it be like different apps, whatever, like Insta, iFunny, whatever. I tend to get information like that, which brings me out of that, you know, like, oh, I need to look into whatever the hell this is more.
Right.
And even a bunch of crap on YouTube where it's like, oh, you know, here's Phil Franco and Moist Critical and their opinion, whatever, on all this, and it's like, oh god, all right, I guess that time. Let me get myself caught up in YouTube world events.
Yeah. Might as well. I feel like VTubers are becoming the future anyway, because anyone and anything can anyone can become a VTuber at any time with anything, rather. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to become a VTuber. At least not from the start, anyway. It's still gonna be art related though. So.
Honestly, I don't think it takes a lot to get started. I would say to do it like the way most people would want, it would cost a good bit. But just getting started and doing something, I feel like, is very easy.
Is that so? Because
that's how I feel. Because I feel like whether it's actually to a certain point, I don't know. But like a lot of people, if they have the dedication to do it, I feel like with what they have, they could make it easy. Because like a lot of people like to, I don't want to say have excuses, but a lot of people like to oh well, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, and it's like, for some people it's a lot easier and closer than they realize. Now, how you figure it out, how you handle it, might be a bit more tougher, but yeah, like, I know a lot of people figured out how to use their phones as web cameras, so it's like, okay, now you have something, like, if you even have, like, more modern phones where they use, like, Face ID and stuff like that, it's like, now you have something that tracks your face that you could easily use as a webcam. And then you have people that are like, well, I can't play the latest and greatest games. It's like, okay, you don't have to.
Right.
You could easily load up something on your computer that can be run, and there's all sorts of stuff that you can do for free, you know, screen caps and overlays and stuff like that. Like, I mean, even you and me use OBS, and that's easy as hell.
Yeah, everyone uses OBS at this point in time.
Yeah. So, like, that entry feels like it's a lot more easier than most people might think.
Right. It can be overwhelming and like slightly depressing at first because you're like, oh man, I wish I could be like them. How did they become this and be able to do this in such a short amount of time? But you don't know what happened.
Looking for it, I had to look up Meme Stream to find it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Meme Stream. Yep, that's true. Because it was my picture, your picture, B12 picture, and a roach.
Yep.
And Suika Game in the middle.
I found one before, which was like, It Becomes a Scuff podcast.
Oh yeah, that's the first one.
So I was like, why aren't I scroll up really quick, see the roach, I was like, nailed it.
Yeah. Yep, that was the thing. Why can't I find it? Why can't I find the roach stream? Yeah, look up Meme Stream, yeah. Yep, that was definitely a stream. So yeah, for those of you who are new to my channel, yeah, I did a thing some odd times ago. And boy, was my computer chugging, but it was okay. Apparently it was still enjoyable. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It doesn't take much to have a good time, even with stuff that's old and bad. Like, long while back, me and a friend of mine, we enjoy a certain YouTuber called the Angry Video Game Nerd, and it was one of our ways of, like, I don't want to say bonding, but like spending our time enjoying stuff, because he's reviewing stuff in such a way that it was like, this is bad, and it was obviously it was kind of a satire or like a parody kind of thing, where it was like, you know, don't touch this, don't enjoy it, it's a really bad game, it's buggy, crappy, whatever the hell the review was about. And it opened me up in such a way where it was like, all these different consoles, all these different things, it was just funny to me. So it was like, hell yeah, I'd want to try some of it, because even though it's bad, to me it's related to something that's funny / positive.
Right.
So one of the ones he had gotten, because I actually own an Atari 2600, was he was looking at sports games on the Atari system, and one of them was the copy of football. And in the video, like any of those games, it's like the graphics and all that, even the gameplay, a lot of it's broken, doesn't work, so it's just like, why bother? I got it for very cheap. I think it was like less than $1. So like, why not? Let me surprise my friend with this. And just genuinely had fun trying to play this terrible game.
Yeah, but the one game that I think literally no one on Earth likes is E.T.
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. You say so.
Well, I feel like a lot of people would like, if they've played the game, they wouldn't enjoy it, but I feel like everyone would genuinely hate certain other titles nowadays.
Sure.
Like, for me, my most hated game, like, the game itself is not bad, but everything surrounding it and what happened with the game, I cannot stand. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's Battlefront 2. It was one of the modern Star Wars games. It was like a big multiplayer thing where you could play as like different quote-unquote heroes and stuff like that. But the company that made the game, oh god, now I get to backstory, I guess. Long story short, one of my favorite makers of a certain horror series was drafted to make this game. They ended up getting their studio canceled because what the people above them wanted, they didn't want to do. which was to monetize the ever-living hell out of that game. And it was so much so that the whole, don't know if people remember it, but like there was even a case where it went to the EU, it was in Hawaii, and it was this whole term of loot boxes where it was like gambling for kids and all that. That whole shtick came out.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of, now that I think about it, Jordan, why haven't you become like part of a tech company?
Don't know to tell you the honest truth. As much as I mess with tech and as much as I enjoy things and how easily I figure out stuff, I'm surprised I haven't even gone into IT yet. I have thought about trying to go to do the school stuff for it.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, with the company I work for, they offer like to send you to school and stuff like that. But the way they go about it's kind of like find the school, start working, or like start doing it, whatever. And as you do it, they'll pay for it. But it's kind of like they have to, get certain things of it first before they start paying it. So I've just been trying to somewhat figure that out. But with the way work's been, it's not exactly an easy thing to be like, here, let me go to HR and just be like, hey, let me build my future in the middle of work.
Right? So you could. It's funny because my uncle was talking to me at one point, and I was like, I really need to find a different job or whatever. I need to stop working here. And I was like, I may just in this time, I may just look up random stuff on my phone while I'm doing this, because I mean, the machine is running itself, so I might as well just look up stuff. And little did I know, I'm literally just thinking up ideas for stream and stuff, which is what I'm obviously doing. Okay.
Well, I know now that I don't have the overtime, any ideas that you have, I can definitely try to be a part of if you want.
Right. Doesn't sound bad to me. I just haven't really thought of it. I've been mainly doing just my 3DS stuff or the Switch stuff, but mostly 3DS stuff, because now that I have the 3DS that I can stream from, it's best to start looking into that anyway. Man, never mind. I'm just start hearing what you guys are saying. What do you mean, Raph? Did you just tune in just now? Did your mind clock back in? Did you lock back in?
He had a small lunch break, it'd be fine.
Small lunch break. It says, why are you so serious? Say something funny to satisfy my ADHD. Spallone. What? I got bored of trying to find... Oh, I see.
If you're in the Discord, I could just post it there really quick.
What? Freaking iFunny stuff in wholesome meme chat? Because I know you'll do that.
No, I just meant the stream he was looking for.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too. Yeah. It's the only stream where it has meme in the title. This is the oddest aiming mechanic ever. Or rather, the delay sucks. Sponta, it's just life. I guess not all the time, but things just gotta be hampered. I laughed, but there's an error. You should say something funny without laughing, because you need to expect the public to be the ones laughing. I see. It sounds to me like you are the college professor to laughter. Perhaps I should be learning more from you. One who is Mr. Beast Jr.
It is posted in the Discord and sharing is scary.
Alright. Two more stars until Mips clip. L-Cart 7, you think I'm trying to beat the game through the normal way? I mean, or I say normal, but the popular way.
The only way we do things around here is the wrong way.
Well, it's definitely the odd way. Speedrunning? I'm not good at speedrunning, and yes, I know it's speedrunning, but who said I was playing this game to speedrun? There's not a single game on this earth that I could actually speedrun. Not one.
There was one game I was actually interested in for a while, but the more people I saw try to actually, because it was like the king of speedrunning, like the very first into everything of it.
Mm-hmm.
And me trying to throw my hat in that ring is not a good idea.
Oh, really? I have played a Mori Ref. I'm gonna get back to that in October.
You know what? That might actually be a nice goal to start trying to get back to YouTube by October. Figure out some things, give myself some time, and just... Because I love certain horror games. And one of my favorite ones, actually a friend of mine actually wants to play it. Because that was also part of the reason I was asking Axter about the server, the world that he was doing. Because I actually do have a few people that want to do stuff with me specifically, and I thought about making like hosting again, because I used to host 7 Days to Die servers and Minecraft worlds, but I didn't do vanilla Minecraft. I did it's a program called Feed the Beast, which houses like packs, so it contains a whole bunch of stuff specifically to Minecraft. So it's like, oh, you can have like a Tekkit pack or this pack that allows you to have like power and electricity and like armor suits and reactors and stuff like that, and it gives you a whole host of materials to get with it. So it goes well and above beyond just normal Minecraft.
But is it Java or Bedrock?
I think at the time it was Bedrock. I think they have since allowed the Java versions, but I don't remember.
Oh, how do you show up?
This was
a
back when
guest?
you and me worked for the same place.
Oh. Yeah. Elkhart, it's just a random thing sometimes. It depends. For me, it was mostly Smash, which I guess I could say here, not that everyone's gonna watch this video. I would do Smash every so often, but I used to do it every Saturday. But nowadays, since I know that people show off in like the most obnoxious of ways to where I'm not having fun, I'll just plan it, and it'll be a thing. And what I usually do then is I'll like do lounge, and lounge would just be like anything goes. I've only had like one bad experience on lounge, so I'm kind of lucky that people have been pretty cordial for the most part in chat. Because I still have to be careful about that, because people do get unpredictable, but that's how you usually show up. Otherwise, I do have some specific people to pop in that I've contacted, like in this case. So, you know. Yeah, no. I never really know how to end sentences anymore.
Don't you know?
Don't ya know? Chat does get a little weird at night. Chat just gets a little weird because people, you know, it's kind of like the whole, hey mom, I'm on TV, and then you say something funny or something controversial, and it's not gonna get you in trouble. It's gonna get the streamer in trouble, and so then you can't have nice things anymore, or whatever. You know, some people like to wake up and choose violence because violas are just not good enough. So yeah. Oh. I'm hyperactive at night and act like I'm smoked and access only streams at night due to my job. I saw a lot of people during the first week of July because I was streaming at like a normal day time, kind of, sort of, because I wasn't at work. But with second shift, I leave work at 12 a.m. So I'll plan to stream at 1:30 or 2 a.m. and I'll try to get to bed by 5 a.m. Not all the time. Sometimes if she's somehow still awake, she will stream in the morning. Yeah, it depends. If I'm on third shift, sometimes I'll stream at 10 a.m. and I hate it. Because I hate, like, third shift sucks. As much as like a graveyard shift being pretty decent in terms of working is cool, when you're done with it and you see daylight and you're sleepy, it's not a good feeling. It's a terrible feeling. I hate it. Okay. So, you know. I gotta stop ending, so you know. But yeah, it's not good. It's not fun. That's why I prefer to just stay on a straight second shift. As opposed to swapping between 2 and 3, because it messes with my sleep schedule. And while going from second to third might seem cool at first, it's not so great on a Friday. Especially when someone is incompetent and can leave you in a bad bind by the end of the week. So if I can get enough people to subscribe to me that actually like my content, not because, like, I know a lot of people are like, hey guys, you know, we're doing like a subathon type thing, you get as many numbers as possible, we can get this person affiliated / monetized. But I would like for people to actually enjoy my content, that way the people aren't just a number, if that makes any sense. I know that's asking for like a lot, you know, that's like a pipe dream type of situation, but like I like that I'm slowly gaining people that are actually interested, as opposed to, you know, oh look, VTuber play game, I subscribe, and then they don't show up for like another 3 months or so. I would like for them to actually like the content that I'm putting out, or like something that I'm actually doing, and it's more than just one day. I think I'm doing something right. Despite having like less than 300 subscribers, it's still a decent number compared to what it was before. Because I don't really see everyone as a number per se, obviously. It's gonna get more and more difficult.
At least it gives you a sense of scale of how many people are there.
Right, because I think the most people I've ever had in one chat was probably 12. Well, 10 or 12.
I feel like it was 16, and that was during a
maybe
Smash stream, I think it was?
More than likely. That's the most cooperative or inclusive game I've ever done. I don't know why I did this again. Brain turn off. But that's cool, and I'm glad that some people still stick around. I know some people are like, hey, what happened to the Smash streams, you know? And it's like, I do still technically enjoy playing the game, but I don't enjoy the interactions that people have, because people now see being obnoxious as that's how you play the game. Which it's not, because you have the choice to do what you do. You have the choice to be obnoxious. You have the choice, because some people just play to win, and that's pretty obvious. Like, you know, the whole purpose of winning a fight is to win the game. But there's no way I'm gonna go into someone else's arena and spam an attack on people. I'm not gonna do that. That's never been in my code. So I don't do that. I've been trying to... Have you ever streamed Mario Kart? I have before. I'll ask you this, Elkhart. You play Deluxe a lot, right? How many people can you actually... I guess it would be 12, right? 12 people in one sitting, but how easy is it to set up to where people come in and go out? Because that's foreign to me. Because I feel like I'd get less tilted in Mario Kart than I would in Smash Brothers. But I also don't play 200cc, because I'm not insane.
I'm sorry. Mario Kart for me, like, back in the day was like where friendships went to die. That Monopoly.
Well, that's me with Mario Party. That's literally me with Mario Party, because Mario Party literally has it where you steal stars from people. You literally steal stars from people. Like, I've always said that if I were to ever go to a con, the best way to play Mario Party is to play with people you've never played with before. And after you finish the game, find a different group to play with. That way there's no bias. Because the whole thing with Mario Party is, Mario Party is that there's going to be some sort of bias. I've never,
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining that now, just at a convention, just be like, oh, that was a good match, quickly exit stage left.
Yep, exactly. Say, hey, where you going? Oh, we played Mario Party, so I can't play Mario Party with you again, or I'm gonna like hate you. Because when you find people you've seen before, then you're gonna pick on them. That's just how bullying works, and I'm not a fan. Gonna get going now. Maybe take care, guys. Stay fed and hydrated. Love you all. Bye. Keep up the incredible work. Access. Thank you, Spectrala. Have a good one. Sleep well, please. My sister, who is 6 years old, targets me for no reason. Yeah, exactly. Are you asking about how people come in and be annoying? No. I'm asking how you would set up having people join in in your, like, the Mario Kart group / tournament. Because I only do that with like Smash Brothers. I don't really do that much with Mario Kart. I think I'm joined someone else's group before, which they've had organized. Be in a public lobby or host in private. Oh, okay, I see. And it's up to 12, right? Since that's how many carts there are. I guess that would be a lot better / easier because it's more people. It could be fun. I have to get used to Mario Kart again. I still haven't played the latest booster pass or whatever the heck it's called. So that should be interesting. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, Elcart. How did you first see me? What was your first stream that you saw me, or our first interaction? I'm trying to remember. I know it was recent. I just don't remember what it was though, specifically. Elcart 7. His name is Elcart. Elcato 7. They added some new characters and old tracks. I think it was Super Mario 64. I figured so, yeah, because I know you were waiting for that stream anyway. By the way, you didn't show up 2 days ago when I did stream it. Well, you did show up. I take that back. You showed up, but that was it. You were like, finally, and then I didn't see you when I actually started the stream.
Are you talking about me or them?
I'm talking about Elcart 7.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. I do want to challenge myself though more and try to play games that is straight up in Japanese and just get through it as much as I possibly can with the little knowledge that I do know while learning along the way.
That just kind of sounds like me when I did the Prime 2 Dark Echo stream.
Oh yeah.
Or not stream, the playing.
Yeah. I don't know what made you do that actually.
Well, no, because you and me had gotten into a conversation IRL where I think we had hanged out or something to do a stream. And we, either before or after the stream, we were talking about how... No, it was before the stream. We were talking about, like, the differences of some games, and we were noticing, like, in some of the Japanese or the Famicom versions of some of the games we were playing on the Switch were slightly different than the ones that were in the US. And it also started coming up in conversation of like, oh, different patches and stuff like that, like even for Super Mario 64 and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what, that honestly wouldn't sound like a bad idea to like play around with different ones just to see what the actual differences were. And I picked something that I knew really well, which was the Metroid series. So it's like, I wonder, because I'd already technically had done that before, because I acquired some of the ROMs before I could actually get my own ROMs, which most of the stuff I've acquired myself now anyway. But
still in B12's cave. What does that mean, Raph?
There's a thing I think on the Discord.
Yeah, but it's a cave though.
No idea.
I get it, bats live in caves, but still. It's 2 Dawn. What? Too darn dark. Oh. Yeah.
But I had already messed with like the different realms and stuff like that of like,
Mhm.
because even I think I had thrown like a comment to you about like learning the Japanese stuff of like playing stuff that you know,
Mhm.
but playing it in that language to like encourage it.
Yeah.
But at the time, I don't
Like
think it
Mother
was
2.
to actually play a game. You know, it was like, oh well, here, just like with the Famicom, like buying actual games like that, just so it would help
Mhm.
get that sense of like curiousness or whatever to learn.
Right. It's fun because like the cool thing about some of the older games versus like back then is that a lot of things got localized / censored / changed because certain things are okay in Japan that wouldn't have been so okay in anywhere else, just because cultures are different. That has happened before. I am dead. Considering she's a bat, the echo thing, and I joked about we being stuck in B12's house. That's it. Leon's overlooks at message carefully. Echo thing. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the Smash thing. What was I talking about?
The different regions and how everything can get localized and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
certain things get censored and whatnot.
Yeah. So, for example, if anyone knows anything about Dragon Ball Z, everyone should know Hercule's Japanese name. That being said, in Puyo Puyo, there's also a character in the game in English called the Dark Prince. But in Japanese, his name is Satan-sama. So it's like, oh, I get it, but like at the same time, that wouldn't fly because, you know, religion and stuff. They see it as, you know, okay, cool, you know, we can laugh about something. That's the second time I've done that. I hate depth perception. It's great. Kakarot is Goku's name, and that's in English as well. You just did it. Got you. What? Deja vu, my friend. Yeah. But there have also been some like in RPGs where things had to be changed. I think there was like an old one where like it looks like people were nailed on a cross because religious stuff, but obviously that had to be changed because of religious stuff. Heck, Link's like Zelda stuff had to be changed because of religious stuff. Earthbound stuff had to be changed because of religious stuff. A lot of stuff had to be changed due to like
Still
religious
waiting on that
stuff.
stream.
Which one?
Earthbound.
Oh yeah. So now that we brought this up, I'm thinking about just doing it. I wanted to like, I guess, finish the games first, but I come to realize that if I do that, I'm probably gonna try to rush the games otherwise. So I might just send it and just be like, I'm in the mood to play Mother 2 today. I'm in the mood to play Mother 3 today, and it's gonna get weird. As opposed to trying to like finish the game to rush to the next one, because then I'll get burnout, and I feel like that would be bad. So there are aspects of each game that I would like to get into that I want to play, but I've realized that trying to finish the game to go to the next one would be bad. Because I like aspects of all of the games, but I like Mother 3 the most and Mother 2 the least, and it's not for what you think. 1, 2, 3. So, can't wait for you to be in the mood to play Mario Kart. Considering that your name is L-Kart7, I'm not surprised. Which makes me think there's a Luigi Kart now. But I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing a... I've wanted to do, you know, Mario Kart stream, but like, you know, it'll come in due time. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't even mention it. So, I just have to do it. Elevator tour. Oh yeah. I've just never been very experienced at Mario Kart, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as we're having fun. Until everyone's throwing like everything at me, target streamer, then I guess it'll be unfun, just like, you know, with anything. But it should be cool regardless. Elevator, elevator. Which one is elevator? Because both of them technically are elevators.
Which one? Which one indeed?
I'm pretty sure I did the other one just now, so I'm gonna do the regular one. Why do you have to do streams late during the night and morning? Because my job.
Work.
Yeah, work. It sucks. That's the only reason why these streams end up being so late. I can't apologize enough on that regard. I'd rather not even go and just do this. If I could just do this and I had the support to do it, I would do it. I would leave work in a heartbeat. 100%. You have no idea. Like, this is something I've always wanted to do. That's why I've invested in so much equipment. Capturing devices.
Mario. I like how Mario goes from being Italian to being Hispanic the second his ass touches fire.
Wait, really? Also, hello.
Well, you know. Hi. You know. Hi.
Oh,
you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
A little bit. I guess. I didn't even really think. I was gonna say there was always like this somewhat Mexican / Hispanic thing in general, where he kind of, in some games, he kind of does look Hispanic / Mexican though. In some of the 2D games, just skin tone wise, I think. But I don't know if it was intended. Oh, I got this one already. Okay.
I'm not sure. I blame Japan for that one.
Well, of course. Mario is Japanese. Japanese Italian.
Everybody that's tan looks the same, says the Asians.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever thought that Mario looks black though. So I mean, I don't know.
No. I mean, like, you know, to the Japanese, to the Japanese, Italians are brown.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, because even Japanese people get brown too, though.
Yeah, sure, but they called, but like, oh God, what's the fucking name for it? Like, there's culturally, there's like there is a big, like there is a big divide between people who want to be tan and people who don't want to be tan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You might be talking about Gyaru?
But to lesser degrees, because it's not as bigly a thing as it is now. But like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, chick friend came back from Japan, and she was like, "You need to go to Japan." And I'm like, "Okay, why?" She's like, "All right, hear me out." I'm like, "Okay, are you stoned?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'm trusting you on this." And so she goes on to explain that because I'm black, I've got cred to give cornrows.
To give.
Yeah, and at the time, people were paying hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars, like just to get basic bitch cornrows.
I see.
And if you were black, that number went up.
Right.
So there's straight up. She showed me pics. Like, she showed me pics of like this chick who was doing cornrows in they make Yokohama. She was she was giving cornrows in Yokohama for $1,000 a head.
Oh.
And they were basic ass cornrows. And I'm like, wow. And like the clientele, they were like suntan booth, 8 hours a day looking, you know. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see what's going on here. All right.
Yep.
This isn't weird at all.
Nope. To them, they don't think it's weird because this is the closest that they get to such a thing, and we're just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah. Me, if I hit up a suntan booth, I would get like 2 shades off of Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah. Why do I keep doing that?
I straight up look like a Dominican when I'm in the sun for too long.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
unfortunate. Because people will walk up and start speaking Spanish to me, and I'll be like, hold on, wait, hold on. Like, slow down with that shit. Like this one Guatemalan grandmother like went off and like I don't know what kind of Spanish they speak. They speak in Guatemala, but it's very different. It's like how Colombians speak, right? With how different it is. So like you get some of it, but then the rest is like, okay, hold on, wait, no, say that again. What? What? But like all I could get from it was how shamed she felt from her mother that she didn't teach me how to speak my native language.
Oh.
Like, god damn, lady. Like, my mom is Sicilian. My dad's like black and native. Get out of here. My native language. Oh yeah, I don't. By the time I realized what was going on, I was just too hurt. I walked off. I kicked sticks. I pushed real hard. She was carrying shit. I just pushed hard in the opposite direction because I knew she couldn't follow me. She was carrying too much shit.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too. I always felt like I don't think people in other countries, for the most part, big quotation, are trying to be offensive, right?
I know, it just hurts.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I was angry at the country of Japan for this. I was just like, man, I can't participate in that,
Yeah.
Like there was, like they're legit, like back in the 2000s, there was a fat market. I was trying to tap so hard, but by the time I got the contacts, it just wasn't in the cards anymore because the market was saturated. There was a fat market for just like basic bitch AutoZone car parts, right? Like the Japanese want, like people think, oh yeah, man, oh I'm gonna go to Japan and I'm gonna be fat as hell and get a fucking Skyline, right? I'm gonna get me an R34. I'm gonna get all the R34. All the game or whatever, like they want that, they want bitches, right? They're like, I'm gonna get all the bitches, and I'm like, little do you know, in Japan,
right?
Anyway, yeah, right. Like I'm like, little do you know, in Japan, if your goal is to get bitches, number one, the bitches you're gonna pull, they gold diggers, all right? They are gold diggers. The only chicks in Japan that go after shit like that, are either looking for gangbangers, which you're not, right? Or they're looking for sugar daddies, which you're not.
Yep.
Right? Like that's it, right? But like what flosses and flies in Japan, at least at the time, the biggest, most useless American vehicles you can get. The bigger and the more useless, the more of a baller you are.
Well, they had they had like the little tiny like rectangular cars.
Yeah, it's because of like, so in Japan, the reason why that's so baller is like American cars are notoriously hard to maintain. So if you're driving a well-maintained American car, it's number one. Number two, American compared to Japanese cars, they're hard to maintain. Number two, American cars are notoriously hard to get parts for in Japan. There's a lot of importation stuff. That's the reason for that. You can't one does not simply ship an engine to Japan. You've gotta like, there's a lot of paperwork work because their emission standards are really high. If you're bringing in a car, if you're importing a car from Japan, there's what's called a displacement tax. So that's where the more bigger and useless the car is. That's part of it, right? And the displacement tax is so vile, right? It is so ludicrous that like having a 3-liter something in Japan is kind of weird. People look at you like, oh shit, man, you got a 6-cylinder? What? Like, what the hell? Like, that's why most cars in Japan are like, between 1 and 2 liters and 4 cylinders max, right? Like normally they're 3-cylinder things. Like that's the most popular thing, because they're cheaper to register. The displacement tax is based on a few things. It's based on the size of the vehicle and number of the pistons. Even if you got a B8 motor from America, it doesn't matter, because you're really gonna get strapped on that displacement tax if you bring like a 440, a 454, a 500 cubic inch fucking Cadillac. Like you're gonna have to pay so much money every single year for that. So like, and there's more. Like you need a parking space, right? You have to prove You have to prove to the government that you have a parking space that will fit this giant useless vehicle. So when somebody sees you driving around in like a Lincoln Continental or a 71 Skylark or a fucking an 81 Eldo, right? Like in Japan, they know you have so much money.
Yeah.
Like they immediately know that you are a baller, right? Like so the ballers don't drive Skylines. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Like in Japan, there's such a big market for American domestic.
Mhm. Okay.
Like that's how you go to Japan and be a baller. You show up with the biggest, most useless Malaise era V8 engined thing you can, and everyone's just gonna be like, whoa, you know, like holy shit. Well, not everybody. Some people are gonna be really angry at you because they believe those rules are there for a reason, which is a lot of people in Japan. But like, you know, the car takus, for lack of better, will be like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, anything basically foreign, you know, because I mean, a change of scenery usually ends up, you know, piquing your interest. Unless you're like stuck in your ways and you're like, no, only traditional.
Well,
Period.
German cars aren't as popular. Well, they weren't. Sorry, as popular. I haven't like talked to anybody car wise in Japan in a long time. But like German cars weren't very popular. Chinese cars really are unpopular. Like I can't see them being popular at all in Japan whatsoever. No Korean cars. Like why would I buy a Korean? Why would I buy Hyundai? Why would I buy Hyundai when I can buy Honda, right? Like that kind of shit. Just like there really were only two big, like as far as the car scene was concerned, it's either you've got a Lambo, right? And that's a subculture in Japan. Like the Lambo crowd in Japan is just different. Like they're built different. They LED the shit out of their stuff. They do the most gaudy AutoZone, like Fast and the Furious aisle shit to their fucking Lambos. Like it's gaudy. That's like the only German car that there's really a big thing for in Japan. There are some Porsche people. I don't know if there's more Porsche people than Lambo people in Japan.
Lamborghini is German?
Well, now it is. I guess the Lambos they have are still sort of Italian, because like we're talking like Diablos, right? Like they're the old, and then the Lambo guys are split up between like, you know, the 90s Lambos and like more modern Lambos, right? So that's another weird one. And again, a Lamborghini is a two-seat thing with a big-ass multi-cylinder engine. So again, the displacement tax, and they're large, so you gotta put... Like, there's a bunch of reasons why people look at them and say baller. There's an entire, like, subculture in Japan of car people that are just Hummer people.
Okay.
And, like, they've got their own custom... Like, they've made their own custom open-source GPS for people who drive Hummers because you can't drive them anywhere in Japan. So, like, their GPS, when they gotta go from point A to point B somewhere, it's gonna take them a whole different other path than Google Maps would. Because there's just nowhere, you can't drive it anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh shit, a snake and a snake. I mean, a snake in the game.
Eel, yeah.
Brother.
Brother!
Well, no, that's an eel. That's a water snake.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's a snake. It's still a snake.
Yeah.
Still danger noodle.
Just because it's news at E11.
The electric danger noodle.
E-electricity.
Something, throw batteries in the water to charge the electric eels. Don't throw batteries in the water, by the way. Don't do it. But yeah.
I know how to recharge an eel. Get it tilted on some League of Legends.
Oh. Get it tilted on some League of Legends.
Yeah. That'll get sparking and shooting off.
Is it bad? I'm still imagining someone just going up to a lake going, "Don't worry, I'll save you," throws in a car battery.
Oh.
Oh god.
Clear.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, even better. Just throw in some high cap capacitors, so like you get the pop when it hits the water.
Oh my god.
Boom. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, see, look, he's floating to the top to thank me for the
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no. Floating to the top.
One of the saddest things ever. I was in, I think, the 4th grade. It was the 4th or 5th grade, and the teacher had a fish. You can't have animals around ghetto kids. You can't. You just don't do it. You know, like it's not good. And you know, teacher had a fish in the class. Big fat fucking goldfish with the derpiest like cockeyed eyeballs ever, and the fish was cool. The fish was cool. It would like come up, you know, and look at people, and like, you know, it'd do tricks and shit, you know, like it would do little things for food, right? So this one kid was feeding it pieces of Snickers.
Oh. Okay.
And like, you know,
They didn't know any better.
oh look, the fish is doing a trick. The fish is doing a trick. You know, and he's like, you know, he's real happy. Like he's so proud of himself for doing it right. And then I look back, and I'm like, that fish is dead, right?
Oh,
and then
no.
he's like, look, he's doing the backstroke. He's swimming upside down. And I'm like,
No.
this kid doesn't even know. This kid doesn't even know, man. What did you do, right? And the teacher was immediately mad. She was furious, right? Like she's
That's
like,
really sad.
I've had that fish. I've had that fish for 5 classes. For 5 years, I've had that fish, right? You know, like, and he's like, oh, I didn't do it.
No.
You know, and like, you know, he's saying this while he's trying to hide the Snickers behind his back.
Oh no! So he knew he did wrong.
Yeah, he knew he'd fucked up when the teacher got mad, right? And I'm just like, God damn, you feed a fish Snickers? Are you for real?
You can't feed just about any animal chocolate.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. It's insane. Because it's a toxin, apparently.
Yeah, it's like, it's, to my understanding, chocolate to most GI that's not, you know, omnivorous.
Yeah.
It's like eating gold powder. Like, it just clogs stuff up. It just clogs everything up, and it's a really terrible way to go.
It's really stupid. I don't think they knew until the teacher got mad, though. Oh.
Yeah, no idea until the teacher got mad. They thought they taught the fish a new trick.
That sounds like I wasn't that type of person, but I can imagine being the type of person to be like, oh, the fish is doing a trick, or, you know, this is a surprise thing, and then realizing later. Because I was a naive child, but I didn't do stuff like that, right? But I could imagine myself, like, still doing something dumb, and then something like that happening. But it wouldn't be anything like that, though.
I think all children are naive, and my brand of naivete.
Yeah.
My brand of naivety was off some Ed and Eddie shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like actual?
Like actual.
Oh.
Like for real.
See, for me, it's only a cartoon, but I knew people did grow up doing stuff like that. I would assume Antonucci
The show.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like the show so much, right? So like, you know, it's like, all right, these kids get allowance. Well, I mean, you know, I wasn't like out there cold scamming kids, but like, you know, I'd find some junk and make something out of it, right? Like I found out how to make all kinds of water guns. I found out how to make all kinds of water guns. So, you know, I'd make these water guns out of junk, and I'd sell them for like, you know, 50 cents, $1. You know, I figured out how to make fireworks. I figured out how to make poppers. You know, and then like, but the poppers I made though were like fucking, like, they weren't, you really shouldn't throw them at kids.
Right.
But like, you know, this is the hood, so everybody wanted my poppers, you know what I'm
You
saying?
knew you were causing problems, yep.
Like, it was like, imagine throwing a popper at somebody and it goes off a little bigger than a firecracker. That's what my poppers were like.
Yep. Flashbang.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom! Oh shit!
No. Fell down the stairs on purpose. Oh.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, my favorite thing to do was we had these white ass stairs in the apartment, right? They were white as hell, right? And what I would do is, I'm such a shitty kid. God
Oh
damn
my
it.
god.
I don't know if it'd be worse to be shitty or stupid. I was a dumb kid.
No, I think it's worse to be shitty. I really do think it's worse to be shitty because I look back at it and I feel shame for myself and the race. Like,
Oh.
I feel like I have done a disservice to the Africans that live in America. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because like, what happened in this apartment was, oh man, and let me tell you, when we lived in a white neighborhood for a little bit, the white kids were not ready. They were unprepared. No, like their level of mischief was like down here. My level of mischief was like up here. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, the worst thing that could happen to us is school police would beat us up, right? So okay, no adults were gonna put hands on me or anybody or any other kid in this neighborhood. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, chief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my parents. You know, like we ain't got a tree no more. We live in an apartment. What that's got?
Oh.
Oh man, I was a shit. But these white ass stairs. What would happen was, and I knew how to get into the box for the elevator, and unplug the switches so the elevator would go into a fault and wouldn't work. The door would open, but it would stay open because there's a fault, right? And if somebody walked out and saw the door was open, they would just like use the stairs. So what I did is like I would line these poppers up down the stairs at odd intervals and angles to make it so it's not really easy to see them. And I would just wait at the top of the stairs and kind of peek over the top and see what would happen when somebody would step on them.
Yeah, you were a bad kid for sure.
Yep.
You were the definition of a baby kid. Yep.
Like one year when we were still living in Inglewood. One year we still living in Inglewood. Oh my fucking god! Imagine you going to elementary school, okay? Imagine this. This is how bad LA was at a point, right? Imagine you going to a school, all right, and you were in elementary, all right, and the school is handing out kids Jimmy hats.
No.
Yeah, they handed the kids out Jimmy hats. I never got the answer as to why this was happening. I could only assume that something happened.
What year?
Like that's fuck. It was 90.
Well, what grade?
Fuck. Oh, like I don't know. I think the maximum grade at the school was 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the maximum grade at the school was 5th. It might have been 6th. Our schools were weird because we had like where I lived. There was like elementary. My first school, which was like kinder all the way until your junior high, right? Like, and then junior high you'd go to, and the junior high was really small for some reason, and then Morningside High was really big. And Morningside High was the first high school in LAUSD to get metal detectors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like, cause kids was bringing shivs, knives, fucking sharpened spoons, you know, all kinds of shit, right? Glocks.
I couldn't even begin to be like that at all.
And the dumbass thing about the Glocks was they thought these kids thought they could get the Glock through a metal detector. They didn't realize the barrel was metal, the trigger was metal, the spring was metal, the fucking, you know, I'm just like, you fucking idiots.
Man.
You know, like, kids would just be like, oh man, this shit's broken, right? Like, they're like, I was there one day and this kid was like swearing up and down, like he was just straight up like, on God, this shit's fucking busted, right? And then they buzz out the wands, and they get closer and closer and closer, and he starts wilding the fuck out, right? They snatched his bag, they tackled him, they beat the shit out of him real quick, because he was trying to reach where that was coming from, so they weren't having it. Glock.
Your school is now under the care of the government.
But yeah, like, yeah, that's like, man, growing up in Watts or Compton or Inglewood, people talk shit about Inglewood because like goofy shit happens in Inglewood, right? But it doesn't mean that it was any less dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like normally like I'll give an example, right? So when I say goofy shit happens in Inglewood, I mean like when I want to say until I was like 8, right? It was predominantly African, but like 8 to 9, a lot of Hispanic people started moving in. I don't remember what the event was that happened that, like, you know, like mad Mexicans started moving in. But Inglewood now is like I want to say it's probably 80% brown, like 10% black, and then 10% other, right? And it was like, when I was like 8, it was like 60-40, and when I was 9, it was like 50-50. So you got all these gangs from like south of the border that are now competing with all these black gangs that are like, you know, because Inglewood is like the mecca of a lot of like LA gangs, right? Like a lot of the original like the Gladiators, for instance. I'm pretty sure the Gladiators like started in Inglewood, right? And the Gladiators, I can't remember which gang they turned into, but they became the nucleus of the Bloods or the Crips. But like in Inglewood, clown shit happens, right? So these dudes were really mad. These dudes were really mad at these dudes from what part of Mexico? It was a particular part of Mexico they were from or whatever, right? But the thing is like that like, you know, everybody in the neighborhood knew these dudes were short, right? So they roll up on this party, right? And they blast a bunch of people, and the shortest person there was like 5'10", right? And so like it was obvious, you know, not just that, but the colors and everything else. It was obvious that they got the wrong fucking spot, right? So like that became joke number 1 of the neighborhood. Like these motherfuckers, not only can they not shoot straight, but they can't even go to the right house.
Oh, I see.
So that's the kind of dumb shit that like Inglewood became known for, and that's why like people around here will be like, oh, Inglewood, oh.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yeah, so they were giving out Jimmy hats, and I saw these and I was like, what? You know, like, cause you know, like, what the hell are these for, right?
Yep,
And then I'm
yep.
like, and you know, I open one up because I'm an experimental type motherfucker. I've always been, and I whip it out. And I'm like, okay, this thing here that came out of this got real big, right? So, I'm pretty sure this isn't for what they say it's for. That's fine. I'm gonna put water in it. So I did that. Right?
Yeah.
So I put water in it, and you know, they got real big,
Yep.
right? And I'm like, hey, this is a fucking water balloon, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up what I ended up doing was I took a couple of them and I put them together, and like because we had a print shop, I had razor blades. I would like razor cut a little bit along the outer ones, right? And I would use the outer ones as like a base to wield as a cudgel, so I could walk up and slap somebody with a water balloon that would explode.
You're insane. You're mental.
Like I said, Eddie shit.
Yeah. Canadian squirt gun. Oh, God. That is so wild to me. Makes me feel like I grew up very like. Well, I mean, I wasn't like. Obviously, I was still to every parent, you're like a bad child, but like I definitely didn't do anything like that. I always stayed out of trouble for the most part in that sense. So.
Yeah, no, I was a bad child because I was mistreated and bullied at school. So
Yeah,
I came
yeah,
up
yeah.
with really creative ways to get back at people. Like the first victim of this cudgel that I had created, had actually and I read this happened in a book, so I wonder if the kid had read the book or been told the book. But he'd been waiting for me one day to walk home from school and like chased me for like felt like 2 miles with a pillowcase that had some cats in it.
What?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of me with a pillowcase with cats in it. He got like 1 or 2 hits on me, and when I realized what was going on, I was like, nope, because that's fucked up.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's fucked up. Like
In-
I don't
in
want,
both
like,
ways.
If I get away from him, right? Like if I get away from him, then he'll no longer be able to abuse the cats, poor cats, right? So like what I did is I actually did school for a couple days because I know how he had to walk to school, and I know he knew I knew, so he was playing hooky. He was staying home, right?
Aw.
So I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. Day 4 days. This guy was dedicated to not having to get back, right? Day 4, this motherfucker shows up, right? He walks by. I almost didn't fucking see him, and I'm like, sweet. So I cut across this section 8 real quick to meet him at the other side, and I'm waiting at the corner, right? And he's sitting there, he's bullshitting with his friends or whatever. I come out the corner and said, "Wow!" It laid him out. It laid like just cartoonishly on the floor, legs and arms spread out. I dumped a whole tube of toothpaste in the motherfucker.
What?
Oh, just
Wow.
We had a.
clean-
I was looking for real nasty shit to throw in there, but like we didn't have any like leftover anything, right? Like we didn't like you know the only thing we had was like this old nasty ass toothpaste that no one was gonna fucking use, right? And this toothpaste, we're talking like some collector would have probably wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, the original Crest in these big ass fucking tubes. You know what I'm saying? So like we had them. And they were burning, stinging, stinking, like if you got skunked, and it was like mint, right? Like that scent and effervescence was mint. That's what this would be like.
Yes.
Yeah, so I hit him up with that shit. I said, wham! And like he hit the ground, and this giant condom balloon said kaboom, and like it was just over. And I'm like, great, I feel better about myself, and I walked to school.
And I walked
His homie didn't do shit. His homie didn't say nothing. Like I didn't hear a peep from his homie. I don't know what. For all I know, he kept walking on like an NPC rolling a script, like the dude was still there. I have no idea. I was just vacation.
Must have been nothing.
Yep. Just like nope, ain't even dealing with it.
Oh my god.
He didn't go to school. Like I didn't have no trouble from him ever again. It was fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh my god.
The only person I heard about it from was Jose. Jose was like, "Hey man, where'd you find a water balloon?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, Chief."
Oh yeah.
Like I like to think that there was a chalk outline on the ground of like water and like Crest toothpaste, where the kid was laid out.
Yeah.
Oh man, good times.
People, I see why they say kids were brutal back in the day. Kids did not care. They just didn't care. Just not care.
No, and let me tell you, revenge is so real as a kid. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, revenge is so real. Like that's actually the reason why. That's how I avoided more bullying. That's why like I get mad when I got real mad, because when I was in high school, all these schools started, especially in LAUSD, all these schools started taking a zero tolerance stance towards fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are y'all high? Like, don't you understand this is how you fuck with bullies, right? Like, if you sock a bully in the mouth, you don't get bullied anymore.
Yeah.
And if enough people sock him in the mouth, he's got to change schools because everybody knows he's a bitch.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And by a bitch in this case, it's a known bully that's actually a chump, so beat him up.
Yeah.
Don't start no SH, won't be no YT.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that shit. I told you before. I found a way. To use hairspray and an oxygen tank to make some Wolverine claws out of a bunch of cans. I dug a hole. In this. I don't know what kind of fucking dirt it was, but it turned like the ceramic when you heated it up. So I was like, cool. I dug a hole that was shaped like like you could hold the claws for Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
And I heated up. I put fucking crushed up, aluminum cans and shit, and broke them up and stuffed them in there, and then hit them with the torch.
Oh.
Torch air quotes. And then it eventually heated them up enough that they kind of half-ass melted up in there, and then we got it out and got some files and shit, chiseled them down. Didn't get sharp, but it looked cool as fuck. Remember, X-Men was the shit back then.
Very creative. Yeah.
Like that was the Saturday morning cartoon back then.
Right.
Bigger than Power Rangers. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. Ah!
What else? Oh, firework wars. That was a thing that a lot of people I've talked to they didn't experience. Firework wars were a big thing in Inglewood.
Hmm.
So like,
I thought fireworks were
certain...
banned in California.
Yeah, bruh. Like, did I not show you? Did I not show you
Yeah, you
fucking
did.
bombs in Baghdad even this year? And this
Yeah.
year wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
This year was tame, right? And that was at 12 o'clock still going on, right? Don't give a fuck out here. So like there are certain streets like you avoided 104th, you avoided 108th, you avoided 89th Street, like the entirety of 89th Street. You did not even like around anywhere near the 4th. You don't go down 89th, right? Because what'll happen is that like everybody on that street would be like they would have the most illegal of fireworks, and they would shoot them at your cars as you pass by. Like there was one year I remember so actually a baby got the soul removed from its body because somebody shot a mortar into the window of this Suburban.
Oh no.
And it landed right in the back seat.
Oh no.
Yeah, like so like it was like that. It was like that. And because I'm creative, right? Like people on my block would stop shooting fireworks at me.
Yeah.
Like I figured out how to make like inane fireworks into WMDs basically. Like I had a like I learned this one myself. I was so proud of this. You know the Whistling Pete's?
Not
just
particularly.
noise, they just beep. That's all they do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I want to say the second year my parents were like, here's money, go get fireworks. Man, I'm like, that's like that, like imagine your parents give you money to go go buy fireworks. I want to see you back home here with fireworks, not Milk Duds fireworks, right? And it's like, hell yeah, right? They're like, don't go to the pool hall, okay? You know, and like that was for real. He'd be like, hey, what you get, little man? I'm like, okay, you know, and if I didn't have enough fireworks, he'd know I went to the pool hall to go like, you know, play some fucking arcade games with gangsters and shit, right? He didn't want that. I don't blame him. Because like gangsters and thugs was all the people that would sit at the pool hall, but the pool halls where they had the brand new arcade machines. Right? So it's like, fuck, man, this sucks. You could do it second place. You could do it second place and go to Pizza Hut, but like Pizza Hut sucked because the guys there were like, "What are you kids doing here? It ain't you at school." Like, man, fuck your, get out of here. I'm here. I'm a paying customer, bastard. See me putting quarters in this bitch?
Yeah.
I had a friend actually come up, Daniel, little militant bastard. He turned to the motherfucker and he said, "Sir, I am a paying customer."
Oh my god.
And the dude looked back at him like, "How old are you?" "Nah, it's okay. I don't need this today." Like, and he went back and started fucking with pizzas, right? And I'm like, damn, that worked. All right, you know. But what I found out, because I couldn't. Number one, if you didn't have a hookup, there was no way you were getting good fireworks, right? You had to go to like, you know, the TNT little corner store that sold all the chump, you know, fucking not totally awesome fireworks that you can have in California if you're in the right area, right? And it's weird because even then and there, you fireworks are illegal, but like the cops wouldn't bother them for selling fireworks on the corner. Like, I don't know, there must have been a hustle some kind of way, you know, like. So I come home. The second time I was able to buy fireworks for myself, I come home and I got these Whistling Pete's because they were really annoying, and I would annoy people with them, right? You know, like Ding Dong Ditch, but with a Whistling Pete. And I had got them. I didn't realize that either on my way home, in my excitement, I must have knocked the box up against something, but I bent some of them really bad, and I was like, shit. And I'm looking and I'm like, man, did I not check these motherfuckers? And I'm like, man, Dad's gonna think something's up. Oh, this sucks. Well, you know, let me see if they still work. So I opened them up, took one out, one of the worst ones. I set it down, I lit it. Boom! It exploded. It exploded. I went, hold up. Hold up. That went bang. Like an M80 bang. That was a good bang. Right? Like, that's good. How did that happen? Right? So I took another one out of that pack that wasn't fucked up and I lit it. Whistled the whole way through. And I went, no way. So I got a rock and I took a clean one and I smashed the shit out of it right in the middle. Boom. Oh no. So by smashing them in the middle, right? And I figured this out because at this point in my life I had already found, like, Inglewood was a bad place to like grow up. It really was. So I found, me and the homies found a ditched gun, right? And like everybody's like, oh shit, a gun. I'm like, don't pick that shit up. You know, because I'd already seen like, you know, crime movies and shit like that, and I know that fingerprints are a thing, right? So I'm like, you pick that shit up, it's gonna be a problem. So I go and get a trash bag, and I take the clip out of it, and I get the bullets out of it, and I pocket the bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what the fuck you gonna do with those? You're leaving the gun. And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving the gun. This shit's probably got fucking death on it, right? And they're like, you fucking, you paranoid. I'm like, no, the bullets are what I want. So I got the gunpowder out of the bullets because I figured bullets go bang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I could separate the bang from the bullet, that's useful. So with experimenting with the gunpowder, I discovered that there has to be like, you have to encapsulate these fuckers, right? Like you have to actually like the powder doesn't do anything on its own other than fizz really quickly and quite hot. I burnt the shit out of myself, by the way. So I realized, wait a minute, if I smash these fuckers, it turns them into a bullet, right? Like that's what's happening here. That's where the bang came from, and that was the beginning of me, like, you know, doing all kinds of neat stuff with perfectly legal fireworks. And that's how I got people to leave me alone during firework wars, because I would, like, you know, they're like, I got M80s. I'm like, okay, that's cute, I guess. You know, my parents had a print shop. We had all kinds of glue, all kinds of solvents, you know, all kinds of shit. So I was an experimenting ass bastard.
The Switch Online stuff is so dumb. You gotta pay an extra like $30. So you're not wrong, Dope King Coco. You're correct. The N64 stuff does cost more, but it does come with a caveat. You get booster pack, booster courses for Mario Kart Deluxe and stuff. It does cost a lot more. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but I did it.
It sucks because you know you want it.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it. Nintendo knows.
But you also know you don't own it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's renting.
Oh, you're just renting it. This is Blockbuster, okay? Like, motherfucker, like, I knew, like, that was something that I was really upset about. I was actually real late to getting a Steam account because I already knew what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so you guys aren't going to mail me a copy of the game I bought? They're like, no, why would you want that?
This is the digital age. Yeah. I downloaded N64 pack and I was so excited because I hadn't played Ocarina of Time since I was on the 3DS, which was like 9 years ago, and that costed money. Yep. To be fair, it's been that way since the Wii though.
Yeah.
Because the Wii was doing the virtual console stuff. Yeah, you bought it, it was on your system and stuff, but you still had to pay money for it again with the Wii points, with actual money, unless you had a prepaid card that someone already gave you. Either way, it was still paid for. So yeah, Nintendo's been doing that for years, sadly. The difference was you owned it though.
I knew that this is what it was going to turn into. I knew that ownership was no longer going to be a thing, right? Like that's when I saw more and more people going digital, and that's why when I'm going to use this word. I don't use this word often, and I'm terribly sorry for saying it on your stream. That's why cucks who are like, oh, video games have to cost more now. I'm like, bro, you have no idea. You are too young. I got a map. I got a little figurine. I got a keychain. And the 10 discs it took to install the damn game. Okay?
That's right.
Like what do you actually where the money actually going that you charging me $60 for this game, Chief?
Why is it so hard to do the MIPS though? Why am I so dumb? What the heck? Anyway. Yeah, no, cause like there were a few games that cost like that were multiple CD discs, but at the same time, wasn't there a PlayStation system that was like, if you took your game to like that person's house, they couldn't play it because it was yours or something like that? It was registered as yours or something like that.
I don't think that was U.S. domestic. I think that might have been like the Japanese PS2s or something.
Really? Well, I thought it was like
I really remember such a thing. I know when they were trying to do the damn Xbox One, they were trying to make it like that, whereas like once you bought the game, you couldn't take it into retailers because they were trying to make it like, oh, you bought the disc, but the disc came with a license, and all the disc did was allow you to play the game rather than do it digital.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, but
yeah,
that-
it was
all-
Xbox then.
All that shit is horse shit. Like they literally, it's funny because I was telling Dad, like I had to take Dad to an appointment today, and Beverly Hills. Ugh. So two black people in a Cadillac in Beverly Hills, right? Like how many times can we do that without getting pulled over?
It's aggravating, I bet.
Yeah, so like me and Dad are both just kind of like trying to like ignore the situation and just keep up conversation and like both simultaneously let out a sigh of relief the second we hit the freeway, like, oh, thank God, right?
Right.
Ugh. But I was telling him, I'm like, Dad, I don't know if you noticed, but video games is a multi-billion dollar industry now, right?
I agree, Dope King Coco. I agree with that. And then games have DLC that costs a lot too, and you want your game to complete, and so you end up spending like over hundreds of dollars for the game to be complete. Yeah.
Here's one, Forza Horizon 5. I bought the $100 one because they said, oh, you'll own all the DLC. Surprise, they lied to you. There's like 6 or 7 DLC now that are out. If you look at Forza Horizon 5 on the Steam store, you'll notice that like all the DLC beyond a point have just overwhelmingly negative fucking reviews. That's why.
That's a shame.
That's why.
People gotta stop lying about stuff if they want to make money.
Just stop lying. Just stop lying. Stop lying. Right.
Yeah.
Just do that. Just stop lying, please. Yeah, I'm telling Dad, I'm like, yeah, like video games is big fucking business, right? And I'm like, at any point that like, you know, at any point in your government's history that you realize that more than a third of your people are partaking in a particular thing, it's time to step in, right? It's time to step in and start talking about what we're going to do to regulate this shit, right? If you buy something, you fucking own it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. If you buy something, you own it. That's all there is to it. It's that fucking simple.
That's how it is when you go to a store.
If you give out digital copies and you're about to shut the bitch down, you either have to make a permanent way for motherfuckers to download this shit and run the shit without your service whenever the fuck they want, or you have to send them out a physical fucking copy that they can install themselves. I don't care if it's fucking freeware or shareware or whatever. That's not our problem. You sold us this fucking thing. It is ours now.
Right.
Like I didn't tell you to get Robert Downey Jr. to show up in your ad for 10 seconds. Okay? I don't give a fuck about how many millions of dollars you paid him. That ain't my fucking problem. Give him my game. Right? And support the game. If you have busted ass shit like Call of Duty, where like if you want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you're just playing Russian roulette with the first person to realize that like you're playing the game OG and you're about to get hacked to fuck.
Yeah.
Like they literally gonna steal everything about you. You think ID theft is bad? Just being on the net? Join an old school Call of Duty server, right? Like join any not modern Call of Duty server. And they've had this problem for years and they don't care. Activision don't give a fuck.
Hey, I did it. It took 87 years, but I did it. I'm done.
Practice makes nice.
Practice makes nice. I told people I'm not a speedrunner. There's not a single game on Earth that I can speedrun. Not one.
I got a game that I can speedrun.
Is it called Forza?
No. It's called War Thunder.
You speedrun to how fast you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate you.
I speed run to how many Novembers I can collect.
Oh my god.
Speed run to the first November. I actually told a friend, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play War Thunder. They're like, man, you can play that shit for hours. I said, dude, I'll tell you what, I'll stop playing the second I see an N-word, right? Game number 2. Damn it.
You should probably play ships. Maybe you won't get them if you play ships.
I think I'm gonna get people calling me a double N-word in ships.
Wait, why? Do you do some nefarious things?
Well, I wouldn't call it nefarious.
I thought what you told me about what you've been doing in school when you were young. I don't know, man.
Look. I didn't start that shit.
Okay.
Like, honestly. Like, on God, I did not start that shit. Like, I didn't. Dad was really militant about me just fighting people, right? Like he was very like, nah, you're gonna catch 2 ass whoopings if I catch you in school starting fights, right? I'm like, okay. So nah, that wasn't like, so I'm not into starting shit. I'm into ending shit. I'm into making sure shit's not gonna happen again. It's very satisfying. It's a very satisfying experience, right? Someone started some shit with you, and you've got them to the point now they don't even want to look at you. They only want to fucking look at you, right? That's one of those satisfying feelings I think you can get on the planet.
Oh yeah. I have somebody like that at work who doesn't want to look at me because they know I mean business.
Yep. Like, nope. No, this person does not exist.
Yep.
It is just a bad time for me. If I interact with this person, I'm gonna leave them alone. Great, go away.
Yep. Go away. Please.
Go away. Hi.
It's funny because I think the stand-in sound was like a Yosemite Sam type yell before they got Charles to do the voice. Yeah.
But yeah, like the totally non-nefarious thing I do on War Thunder, high altitude precision dive bombing.
High altitude precision dive bombing. Hefty.
So as long as you're 3 kilometers away, there's really no way even radar guided like guns are gonna hit you. You just fly a pattern, right? I call it a box pattern, but really it's a cube pattern, right? So you change your direction laterally, you change your direction vertically, you change your direction laterally the opposite direction, you change your direction vertically opposite direction. So if you went up, you're going down. If you went left, you go right, right? And you're just not gonna get hit by flak. It's a thing they did in World War II, right?
Okay.
Just that it's the book says so, right? Like that's like this is by the book, right? So I do that. I get my altitude. I fly over the AO, and I got really good at, oh, it's a boat. It's not that fast, so it's gonna be here if it keeps turning that way or if it keeps going straight. So I drop the bomb where it's going to be, right? I collect money. They get mad. I see N-words.
Oh. Still don't understand why that's the go-to word though. Wild.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
I wish it wasn't.
I'm glad I don't play crazy competitive games like that. But it is still odd that you get them a lot and Pillow doesn't get them at all. That means something.
I don't like. Look, on God, I don't even talk to these people.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. The only thing I can guess is that this is I'm a repeat offender to them, right? Like I've done, because like I don't remember anybody's name unless there's something special about them, right? Like I really don't.
Well, you make an impression every time, so
Right. So like I could just be, they could just think I'm the greasiest. They could think I'm the grease demon himself, Randy Pitchford, right? Like for all I know. But I don't know who the fuck they are. It ain't important. If you're not doing anything right enough for me to care about you being there, then you're doing it wrong, not me.
Right. Series of unfortunate events. Okay. Oh come on.
Oh wow! Why they put that flamethrower right there? What bastards!
Fun fact: what's to say? The White House is in debt with itself.
Good times.
Yeah, and all because of money. People die when they are killed, Rafa. Come on. It's pretty obvious.
Oh, I gotta. Have you been paying attention to the Olympics?
No. What's up? Okay,
cool. I think he's a Serbian. One second, let me make sure. This is fucking hilarious to me. This shit's fucking funny. All right. So record was broken by a lady from Korea. Cool. Not really. I don't care. If you're shooting a gun and you gotta have all this jazz on your face to do it, like competitively, then I'm really not interested, right? I'll give you an example. You don't have to look at it immediately, but I am going to send it to you. Wait, where are you? Ree. Oh, there you are. Okay, this is an example of some excessive headwear. The ear pro is necessary. OFC. But if you can't shoot unless you got all that shit on your face, bruh.
That's
Right.
interesting. Maybe that was just for protective something or other. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
No, it's to like it's for, like Olympic pistol shooters, like they blind an eye, right, and the other eye they'll have like a dot through it that they can see through to like include everything else except for the target and also other crap, and then their pistols are super double plus tricked out and all this shit. I'm like, bro, like this is America. We shoot like that with some off the shelf shit. What's going on here, right? So anyways, that's the Serbian nerd looking straight up like a James Bond villain. All right, and I give you Exhibit A.
Yeah. Oh.
Tell me these things are different.
That's
Uncanny?
the claw from Inspector Gadget.
That's Dr. Claw, that's Dr. Evil, and that's I can't remember what the hell. I think he's a Prussian villain. I think he's a Prussian villain, and that's the guy. This is the guy who they were riffing off of Austin Powers for Dr. Evil, right? But look at him. This is the son of Bond villain, right?
Definitely looks, yeah. Vector.
Now I present to you how you're supposed to do it. All right. Actually, let me open it up so I can give you the picture itself instead of a big ass fucking link.
Oh. Yeah, the like miles long MSN link.
Yeah, like nah, we don't do that.
Oh. Look, to be honest though, I'd rather someone shoot this way than to do the whole side thing.
Yeah, so the Turk rolls up. The Turk rolls up with his dad glasses, a hand in the pocket, whips it out and gets the silver medal.
Oh.
That is way more respect. I have way more respect for this than the other nerd. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about all the other shit you doing. Like dad decided he was gonna go to the Olympics. Like that. This is what this is. Dad decided he was gonna go to the Olympics. The only fancy thing he's got on is a shirt that says Turkey on it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So I'm glad a record was broken. I'm really disappointed on all the fucking. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture of the chick that got it, because her headgear looks wacky.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I'm gonna get rest before work.
Okay.
For sure.
Thanks for stopping by, Jay.
Sorry
No
for
problem.
blowing up your ears.
No, you're good. I was enjoying. Well, y'all have a good morning.
You too. It's been a bit. It's been a long time.
Another thing, in Korea, they really do take seriously this style of shooting, which I'm just like, all right, glad for y'all. It's still not like, it's still garbage.
You're right. Oh, okay. See, I sure do love being.
So this,
Go ahead.
so this person got go-go gadget pistol that probably cost a house, and look at the headgear.
Oh.
Got a blinder over one eye, got a fucking magnocular over the other. Like, okay, all right.
Are we just cyborgs now?
I guess.
What? What?
There was one more person who stood out bigly to me. Who was it? Ah, this person. I don't even know why this is. I don't even understand why or how this is legal. Like, I really don't. But another Korean athlete, TM.
Oh. Straight out of the manhwa, I guess.
What I'm saying about I don't even know how this is legal is there are some shooters that show up straight up in a suit that's out of some fetish shit because it locks your body into position. Like the person's bracing off of the straitjacket is what they're doing.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, you got to do all that to win. Just fuck off. Fuck off.
They're doing it with style components.
I'm glad you found this real particular. That ain't panache. That's bitches. Not getting bitches. That's zero maidens. All right.
Yeah.
Like as a matter of fact, the board of actually getting bitches is going to like give you a deficit of maidens. So what should you acquire a maiden in the future? She gone. You've lost the maiden already. Look like he's wearing talcum powder in his hair. I don't know why.
Yeah, it does kind of look like
most of the shit most of the shit nowadays for like, I mean, like, look, I would not be surprised that there's like some kind of powder in their hair because their hair has a gloss to it. Then they're trying to either use the hair to reduce the glare, or they're trying to remove the glare from their hair. There's all kinds of weird stuff. People will go to extreme lengths just to see I can shoot better than you. It's like, dude, but like that's where's the practical application? Where is it? You gonna go hunting in this get up? You gonna Edward Scissorhands your way out into the fucking woods?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, just I feel like what they should do for stuff like this, but again, this is me, right? This is me saying this. So what do I know? Ugh. I feel like what they should do is that there should be a pistol for like, or whatever the device is, right? A pistol that you can buy, and this A pistol is not to be modified. This A pistol is your pistol, and the only thing you can do is make sure that where you're pointing it is where the bullet goes. That is it. No custom grips, no trigger jobs, no recoil compensation, none of that shit. Okay? You can't wear the Edward Scissorhand fucking suit. You can't put on the fucking the tack gear for some reason. You want to throw a blinder on like it's gonna help you. When really when you're shooting and somebody teaches you how to shoot, you're supposed to have both of your eyes open. You know, like none of that shit. Like you roll up, you have your pistol, you shoot, you have your ear pro, you have your pistol, you shoot, and if you suck, you suck.
Yeah.
It's like stock car racing, right? Or sorry, NASCAR, which is stock car racing. The whole point of stock car racing was like you go to your Ford dealership or your Mercury dealership, you buy your whatever, and then you go race it. That's supposed to be the point, right? So you make it so anybody can do it, right? You're raising the bar on who can. You're raising the bar on the number of people who can compete, so you get a better show out of it, right? Because if you're excluding all these people that ain't got money but they've got talent, well then, what? Anyway, I think I'm gonna go eat something. I should probably do that before I go to sleep.
Okay.
I may come back and bug you more later. No,
I'm
won't.
probably gonna stop in a few. Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
See you.
Bye.
Oh. It's so funny. A lot of people make this so easy to do, and I'm just like, huh. It's really funny how people have mastered this tech. And it's like, I know that they say that you hold the Z button and then you hold the control stick like forward or something, or I guess backward because you have to move backwards, but like still it's not something that everybody just does. And apparently you're supposed to hit A right before hitting the ground. I don't understand why the game can pick up on you doing that right before hitting the ground, but I guess it just does. But I digress. This is, like I said, I'm no speedrunner, so, but it's fun to do when you can do it. But just remember that the only way to do this on the Switch is on the NA version. You can't do it on the JP version, and you can't do it on the 3D All Stars version. So, for anyone who's like, "Oh yeah, I'm happy that I bought the 3D collection. I can, you know, do the thing." It's like, well, it looks better for sure, but you just got the Shindle version. So then again, no one's gonna buy 3D All Stars specifically for Mario 64 unless they just hadn't touched Mario 64 in a very long time and they finally decided to pick up a Switch. And they were like, "Oh, I can get Mario 64, Galaxy, and Sunshine in one game," because the main reason that to get that collection is, well, you get to play Galaxy with controller instead of like motion controls, and Sunshine because it's rare to get GameCube games to be remade. Think about how many systems came after the GameCube and how many games actually got remade to the next system. I know Zelda and Metroid have gotten the remakes and stuff, you know, because like Prime Trilogy and all that type of stuff, you know, on the Wii. But how many GameCube games actually got remade to the point where it's on the Switch? You know what I mean? So that was probably the reasoning for that. I just don't understand why they decided to limit the time online. You can get the physical, sure, but why limit the online? And then you got the Fire Emblem 1 thing that was just limited, and it was like download only anyway, and you're never getting that again. But to be fair, I think that was their selling point, because who's going to be interested in Fire Emblem 1 other than a collector like myself? You know what I mean? It's archaic, it's old, no one's gonna want to actually play it. It's kind of like when you buy Final Fantasy VII OG and you get it on your Switch. No one's actually gonna play it, right? They got it because they could finally play it on like Nintendo and not on PlayStation, but they're not actually gonna play it, right? Right? So, you know. It's just interesting to me. Like, in fact, I can go on this tirade too. This is very interesting. Has anyone ever noticed that any 3D Zelda game has either gotten a port or a remake almost always? Like, literally. Not even a joke, right? Ocarina of Time got ported on the GameCube first. That was the first port of it, right? What the? Oh, boing. And then I hit the invisible wall. Ocarina of Time was, you could then buy Ocarina of Time again, obviously, on the Wii Virtual Console. And then they remade Ocarina of Time 3D, and I think Majora's Mask as well, for 3DS. And then they, you know, obviously Twilight Princess came out on GameCube and Wii, and then it got an HD remake on the Wii U. Wind Waker came out on GameCube. It got a remake, remastered. You could say remake, because apparently it's objectively worse than the GameCube version. Wind Waker got a remake on Wii U. So the Wii U had the remakes, or the HD remakes of the Zelda, the 3D Zelda games, and whatnot. So Zelda got a lot of love in terms of that. And then of course Star Fox 64 was a thing as well. It got a remake on 3DS. I think F-Zero probably got the shortest end of the stick. In general. Its first game was on Super Nintendo, and then I think it went to N64 and then GameCube. Maybe some arcade stuff that we didn't know about. I don't think F-Zero had anything on the Wii. I don't remember. I don't recall. I definitely don't think there was anything on the Wii U. And then of course, you know, it got a track on Mario Kart 8, right? Along with the 200cc thing. What is that shadow? So I don't really know, or like, who makes the actual decisions on would it be a good idea to remake this game? Would it sell? Is it worth the effort to actually remake it, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and or upscale it and send it out, right? The thing about it is Nintendo knows that no matter what game it is, people will buy it. I guess the only time where things didn't sell too well was during the year of Luigi, which is notable, very notable that, you know, it was the worst time, right? Plus it's at the time of the Wii U, the failing system, obviously, even though I love it very much. So much so that I bought it 3 times. But the year of Luigi was a bad time in terms of sales and games and stuff. So, but other than that, I mean, things sell. If anything, I think if they did release like an F-Zero thing, people would eat it up. I know that people were super stoked about when F-Zero 99 was a thing. And that looked pretty cool in terms of what they did with it. I'm just upset that they got rid of Mario 35. So that was another thing that I was confused about. That was really good. Mario 35 was fun. I really enjoyed that. But we don't have that anymore either. Whoops. I don't know too many people who are actually listening to what I'm saying. But VOD watchers, if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe if anything is interesting to you, or if you like anything that I've said, or anything in the video, like from what Dre has said, from what Capone has said, and whatnot. Because, you know, banter is fun. Stories are fun to listen to. Everyone is more interesting than I am, because I have not really had a crazy childhood or anything like that. I was one of those children that stayed in, well, I didn't stay indoors all the time. I played video games a lot, sure, but when cousins and stuff are over, I did play outside more. But if I was at cousins' houses, I definitely was playing a video game that they owned. Going to sleep? Sleep well, Rafa. Ah, Mimir. Yeah. I'm going pretty soon myself. And I'll do this slide and then I'll probably end it. Because I usually try to end it around 4-ish anyway. I hope this stream wasn't too boring though. I just didn't want to do anything too heavy.
Mamma mia!
Well then. Probably the tiniest picture in the game. Hmm. Aw, it was nice of them to do 3 slides in this game though. Slides are really fun.
Mamma mia!
This is by far the hardest one though. Hmm. Maybe the snow slide is actually harder. I don't know. But at any rate, kite kurete arigato, kite kurete arigato. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. This was a fun little thing to do before going to bed. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I won't stream tonight, but I will probably stream Friday. Not sure what yet though. Who knows, maybe I'll go back to the White Clothes game because I'm still addicted to that game. I have to go back to Mario RPG as well, but I also, haha, that's a funny name. But I might also jump into Earthbound or Mother 3. I'm not sure yet. I really do want to play Mother 3 because I feel like it'll probably be the one time. Well, there are like a few games that can make me cry, and that's one that will make me cry. And it would be kind of cool, I guess, for someone to get like a genuine reaction of me crying. I don't know why, but I just think it would be an interesting like thing. Because I can't like fake cry or anything like that. It would be easier for me to like cry from like something emotional in a video game than to get like genuinely scared from like a horror game. So that's another thing too. Plus I just really enjoy playing Mother 3 anyway, so you know, that's what I do. And no, I'm not gonna play like Mother 3 on NSO because it's in Japanese only or anything like that. I'm actually gonna play the one I have on my Wii U, which is English patched, so I will do that. But at any rate, I'm kitsunevtuber, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye. Matane. See you, Claude.
I'm tired.
I am too, Mario.